The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight. And I want to thank you for tuning in. Today is, what is today? September the 21st, 2023. And as always, I would like to invite you to go to talkrealsolution.com, and on there, you will find the 3-point plan to Black empowerment and financial freedom. It has 3 points. The first point is to get together with like-minded people. The second point is to stop all unnecessary spending and save your money. The third point is, as a unit, invest or save your money in a verified and trusted institution. And a great goal will be for you to open a Black-owned business. And right above the plan, you have a link to African-American-owned banks and African-American-owned credit unions. We could all start moving our money to these institutions to start practicing group economics today. And check out the rest of the links and articles on the website. Peruse the website, browse the website, read some of the articles over there. And if you want to participate in tonight's show, and if you want to call in, the number to call is 717-908-1834. And the access code is 917324. You can give us a call, and of course, I will open your mic and I will let you in to discuss the topic at hand or whatever you want to talk about. We will try to incorporate that conversation into what we got going on here. And as always, I appreciate everybody that shows support to the channel. Listen to me ramble on Thursday nights because I really don't be having nothing to say. I really, Lord, with what's going on with me, I have not. What's going on, MJ? I have not been, paying attention to anything going on social media. I'm actually watching anime. It's a cartoon called Bleach. It's got all these episodes and seasons, and I'm all into it. So I know I don't know if y'all watch anime or not, but I kind of like that stuff. So because you're going to get hit with all this other crazy stuff regardless. The politics, the Black conscious bullshit, who's fighting and who ain't fighting. I'm seeing some lady named Sexy Red go across my YouTube feed now. People mad about her and her representation for Black women and, and her rap stuff. And I looked at a couple of her videos, and yeah, she's nasty as hell. I don't know. She's nastier than that Sukiyana, whoever that is, Umar Johnson's wife, that looked like Baby Bop from Barney. Actually, somebody put up a meme with Umar Johnson and Sukiyana, and they put it beside of a Baby Bop and Barney. I thought that was the funniest thing. Let me see if I can find that picture. It was so funny. I like to fill out my floor when I seen that. Sukiyana. Let me see if they made it a meme. And it was just funny as shit when I seen it. Okay, they didn't put it on Google, so I guess I got to go on Facebook and find that picture. But it was funny as shit. I think I think Umar Johnson and Sukihana. I'll put this over here so y'all can see it. I think they got something going on. Yeah. So and that's just once again hypocritical to what this guy got. You know what he stand for and all that money that y'all been giving him. You know, it's just hypocritical because now he's spending it on a porn star. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being a porn star if that's what you do what you do. But Sukihana got some stuff out there that she's Sukihana on other men, and you know that ain't no King Kong consciousness type stuff. You know, I don't know. I don't know, but you know, Umar Johnson still got all those people out there supporting him and all that kind of stuff. And let me see if this is that picture was so damn fun. Oh, look at this picture. It is so funny. Do you see this picture right here with Umar Johnson and Sukihana? And then they put Barney and Baby Bop. I know it's Baby Bop because, you know, my children used to watch this. Ain't that his name, Baby Bop? Yeah, they put Barney and Baby Bop, and they look just alike. She looked like Baby Bop, and he looked like fucking Barney. I thought that was funny as shit. You know, that was a good one there. That's probably the meme of the year there. But yeah, Sukihana and Umar Johnson is doing the thing, I guess. You know, and I ain't hating on this lady. You know, she's talented with her music career, and you know, I wouldn't listen to that type of stuff. It's too dirty for me. But you know, it is. She got an audience or whatever, and Umar Johnson is doing whatever. But I'm just calling out the hypocrisy when it comes to Umar Johnson and what he's supposed to stand for, you know, and what he's supposed to represent. So there you have it again, where somebody else ain't ain't living up to what they promised the community that they would do, because this man is. I would type in Sukihana and porn. Let me do that. I hope nothing. No, let me see Sukihana. How you do it? Okay, if I do that and these pictures come up, I don't want to show it on the screen. So maybe they got some that's edited all the way already. Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. She all on Pornhub and all that. I can't show y'all that. But you, oh no. Nah. I'm trying to find one that, okay, no, I can't show you that. Can't show you that one. Okay, so, well, y'all ain't gonna see this. So, but trust me, you can Google it yourself. So I don't understand what Umar Johnson, you know, you're supposed to have these certain standards and all this kind of stuff. And the lady you dating is out here slobbing on people's stuff and all butt naked and movies and all that kind of stuff. And you know, if there ain't nothing wrong with being a porn star or whatever. That's your job. That's what you do, you know. You know, in my younger days, I might have inspired to be you know, one of them actors. Get paid for some stuff. Nah, I'm joking. I don't want to be a porn star. But it's just the hypocrisy of Umar Johnson and this lady, right? So there you have it again. And what, you know, we just got through talking about Brother Polite. He done took everybody money, and now he done felt on a little girl allegedly and did all this stuff to a little girl. And now he's going to jail. You know, over and over and over again, young Pharaoh with his crazy ass getting in and out of UFOs. You know, he ripped the community off, and that's why I don't fuck with this black conscious stuff anymore. I used to be interested in it because I thought that, you know, there was a lot of people out there that was trying to educate people, but it's not about education of anything, because I discovered you can go find that same information on your own These people just turn it into a grift. They go get something that you can get out of the library or offline yourself, and then they try to sell it, and that's what that is. So then you got people like Joshua that is very impressed. That is very impressed with this knowledge that these master teachers go out there and get. He come back over here trying to tell us stuff. It's just bullshit. So I live my life, and I learn on my own, and I push away bullshit. And if I fall for some bullshit, I need to educate myself very quickly and throw that stuff to the side, because I'm not perfect. I have failed for bullshit, I have failed for, things that sound good and all of that kind of stuff. But I think I got the ability, and a lot of us got the ability to recognize bullshit right off the bat, Just like whenever you walk in that furniture store or on that car lot, and that fast talking joker come up to you, he full of shit. And and he sounds so good to be true. No money down, and you can take it home with you today. And next thing you know, he all up in your bank account and trying to grab everything you got. You got to know how to turn around and walk away from that stuff. But a lot of us get our credit ran up listening to these people, and not having the ability to turn these people away. And that's all you see in the Black conscious community. That's all you see in politics. You see a bunch of grifters, and politics is more politics is a little bit more serious to me than the other stuff that I'm talking about. And the reasons for that is because they have their fingers on power, legislation, and rules, and they can make a difference immediately in our lives whenever these grifts happen on the political side, right? Because they do have a grip on so much power. But whenever it comes to the Black conscious community and you getting griffed off by people like Morris Watkins, you feel some type of way because he's collecting money and all that kind of stuff. But what he does not affect me, besides having motherfuckers run around and I have to argue with them about how dumb they sound repeating these motherfuckers. Other than that, it don't affect me. But whenever you're talking about being grifted and politicians with power, being able to grip people, that changes lives, because like I said, they can write policies and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's why I don't fuck with the Black conscious community. That's why I don't fuck with none of this religious stuff. The same thing with religion. Y'all know I went on years and years and years and years about religion, and even last week you had Mr. Solutions call in here talking about, I thought you were talking about the Bible, because he wanted to defend that cult-like mentality, because I just said one word about religious people. I didn't want to get into an argument of how stupid he sound defending a 2,000-year-old book of somebody who supposedly lived behind the cloud and grant his ass wishes, and some that motherfucker that lived behind the clouds told him the way to treat a woman is on their first date, give them a bottle of water and a box of tissues. That God that he's worshiping is obviously not giving him good advice, but he wanted to call in here and defend this fake motherfucker. Now, y'all know I don't want to get on that, but it is what it is. That's an example of how this cult-like mentality permeates throughout society. And if somebody hear one word against their ideology, then they will feel offended, and they will call and they will try to defend this fake shit. That's exactly what you have when you looking at these conscious community leaders. You have people run out here trying to defend Umar Johnson and Sukiana and him, them dating. You have people trying to defend Brother Polite, even though, he's clearly sitting in jail for doing something to a child, allegedly. You have people trying to defend Boyce Watkins and him out there taking money, and now he's an airline pilot, and y'all ain't got shit in the Black community for these people taking your damn money. Not a damn thing. You ain't got nothing to show for how much knowledge that your master teachers have bestowed on you. You ain't changed a goddamn thing, and them motherfuckers ain't even tried to address any of the systems that affect our community. They don't address police brutality. They don't address any of the politicians that get in office and don't do anything for our goddamn community. All they do is sit on YouTube, pull out their goddamn cell phones, and make you feel good. That's it. That's it. They don't do shit. Neither one of them don't do shit. I don't give a fuck how many followers they got. I don't care what they saying. They don't do shit except for make money off the community, and that's fine. You know, that's their thing. But I don't need to argue with you about some fake ass motherfucker. Yeah, I don't. I don't need to have a debate with you about some damn politician that ain't worth a fuck. You know, I know it's just stupid to me, but I do it for entertainment. You know, I do. I have the conversation, but I can guarantee you, whenever people coming up against me with these damn conversations, either one or two things is going to happen. They're going to talk over me, right? Or they're going to deflect and not talk about shit that I mentioned, because you can't defend the shit. You cannot defend a young Pharaoh or Brother Polite or Umar Johnson with a porn star. Is this his second? No, the first one was a stripper. But you cannot defend this crap when it comes to our community, right? And you can't defend these politicians. Listen, Donald Trump is going to damn jail. And I've had to sit on this phone and argue with dumbass Sarge about the politics of the right, of the racists that damn near destroyed democracy in this country. We seen it. And at the time it was going on, these people was defending every action. The Ray Epps conversation, right? Because they were just walking through the Capitol. The police let them in the Capitol. It wasn't a violent event. You know, it was a peaceful protest. Donald Trump didn't send them over to the Capitol. All of this dumb shit that came from Fox News, that these motherfuckers was coming on here trying to make a point. And I know you're stupid for even repeating anything that they say on Fox News, because Fox News, after all it was said and done, all of their lies got proven to be lies through the courts. Because you just can't lie on nobody in this damn country. You cannot lie on nobody in this damn country and defame them and not be held legally accountable. Now, it took a little while for the system to hold these motherfuckers accountable, but it's slowly holding them accountable, right? And because this same system that Sarge and ABC say black people need to listen to, now that same system is holding these white, powerful people accountable. Now that system is broken. It's rigged. The Democrats is running the entire justice system, right? Now that it is holding your side accountable, you don't need to listen to that same system that you've been telling black people to listen to for so many years. All you have to do is obey, comply. Donald Trump, all you have to do is fucking ply. Didn't do nothing. That's all y'all hear now from these white motherfuckers like Rudy Giuliani. Didn't do nothing. The Proud Boys didn't do nothing. Trump didn't do nothing. That's all you hearing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. Well, yes, the fuck he did. Because multiple grand juries and judges all across this damn country have found out these motherfuckers is breaking the goddamn law. And here y'all go, trying to defend these motherfuckers, even though they broke the same laws that you said Ahmaud Arbery should have listened to, right? The same laws that you said Trayvon Martin should have listened to. The same justice system, the same constitution, right? And I just seen another news story on Rudy Giuliani. I don't know if he's gonna get sued. Listen, this last White House was the most ratchetest, the most dirtiest. These motherfuckers broke the goddamn government. This girl, Cassidy Hutchinson, there was a news that came out today that said Rudy Giuliani was up in the damn White House reaching up under her dress and shit. What kind of fucking chaos was going on in this White House? I mean, why the fuck is Sarah still supporting this party? Why the fuck does Fox News still exist? You know, before I get too far, the reason I said ding dong, the witch is dead, Rupert Murdoch is retiring, because I just heard that before I came on the radio. We've updated our terms. I don't give a damn about your terms. I just seen that Rupert Murdoch, the executive or the person at Fox News, is retiring, and I'll get back into Fox News in a second. So let me share this with you. I think it says right here, this is the Times. I think this is one of his damn newspapers. But it says Rupert Murdoch to retire from Fox News and News Corporation boards. The move leaves his son Lachlan as the sole executive in charge of the global media empire. Rupert Murdoch is retiring from Fox News and News Corporation boards. The companies announced Thursday, making his son Lachlan the sole executive in charge of the powerful global media empire. He built a small local newspaper concern in Australia 70 years ago. The elderly Murdoch will become the chairman. What the fuck ever. They need to put his ass on the side. The chairman emeritus of two businesses, the company said. Mr. Murdoch is 92, has shown no intention of stepping down or even slowing down, including after he named his son Lachlan as the operating heir of his business's empire in 2019. When he sold his vast entertainment holdings to Walt Disney, though the movie places Murdoch family companies firmly under Lachlan's control, a bruising succession battle still to loom. Upon Murdoch's death, his 4 adult children would have to work out the ultimate. Motherfucker, I don't want to hear none of that. Y'all just rich motherfuckers. Whoever get them, hold on. Murdoch was made, blah, blah, blah. There was something going on this week. We have every reason to be optimistic. Fuck all that. The announcement was nonetheless potentially. Nope. So they didn't put. Hold on. Nope. They stroking his ego. Okay, so this is what I heard. Is that the boards at Fox News are suing Fox News over the 2020 election. And that's going to cost Rupert Murdoch. That's going to cost Rupert Murdoch more money than that $1 billion from Dominion. Let me see. And the shareholders are suing Fox News over the lies that they told for the 2020 election, and that's going to cost them a lot of damn money. Now we know that some shareholders sued them over the Dominion, but these are more shareholders that are suing Fox News. So Fox News is going to get sued by Somatic. They've been sued by Dominion. They're getting sued by Ray Epps, and they're getting sued by their shareholders. And that's going to be millions and millions of dollars that Fox News is going to have to pay. Now, I don't know if that's related to Rupert Murdoch stepping down, but if I'm a company and whoever's in charge of this company is causing me to lose money because they're following behind lies and illegality of promoting misinformation and all of that kind of stuff. I want the head of that damn company to be fucking gone. So I think that's why Rupert Murdoch is stepping down, because they're fucking bleeding money right now at Fox News and Fox News Corporation because of the lies of January 2020. And what does that mean? That means that Donald Trump has stepped up on the scene and he tore down a major news fucking corporation with his fucking lies. He tore down one of America's leading political parties with his fucking lies, and you got white America that fell behind all of these lies and Donald Trump, and he destroyed Fox News, or is destroying Fox News with the lies, because they steady backing this idiot, and he destroyed the Republican Party. All because they don't want black people to vote. Listen, I know y'all ain't connect the goddamn dots yet, but that's what this is about. Rudy Giuliani was lying on Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss because they're black. The reason that they're having problems in Georgia is because Georgia has a very large black voting population. And they're saying there's no way in the fuck that black people could have turned this red state fucking blue. Stacey Abrams, they hate her because she's black. So all of this bullshit that y'all watching in politics, it ain't because it's only politics. It's because they trying to look at Alabama and the political decisions getting made down in Alabama because black people are trying to vote. That's all this is about. That is all this is about. It's because that this country is so racist that whenever black people start waking up and participating in politics, you got fools out here that feed the black community misinformation, and you have to listen to this dumb shit from like fucking TJ and other black people that come, ooh, are you voting Democrat? Blah, blah, blah. Because if you gain that type of power, you can make changes in this goddamn country. Right? But if you hate your damn self and you hate your damn community, you're going to listen to the other side. You're going to find an excuse not to support your damn people and justify that with their talking points. That's exactly what the fuck they do. That's why I can't get in a conversation with these motherfuckers. Because they're not mature enough in their mind to have this conversation. But anyway, Rudy Giuliani, I think he's conceded. What they need to figure out now is how much money they're going to pay Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss for lying on those people about stuffing ballots and all that kind of bullshit in Georgia, right? Ray Epps got charged by the government, and he's suing Fox News. That was a lie. It was the same people that was promoting the misinformation about the pandemic, had motherfuckers around here literally taking animal medicine and drinking fucking bleach. How the fuck can you listen? I don't understand that. All our lives, ladies and gentlemen, we've been following science when it comes to medical situations. Whenever you get your vaccines for school, whenever you are sick, whenever you have a head cold, you run to the drugstore and you pick up a couple of pills, right? You go to your primary care manager, you sit in the room and he examine you and he send you out of the door with a prescription, right? Every flu season, you know, this has been debatable, but I just got my flu shot. Every flu season, millions of people go get the flu shot. This has never been questionable. But for the last 2 years or 4 years, or whenever the pandemic came along, all of a sudden, the politicians became medical experts. And not only the politicians became medical experts, YouTubers became medical experts. Not only YouTubers, but quack doctors and dumbasses coming out of the woodworks with all of these conspiracies became medical experts. And I won't forget that before the pandemic, you had all of these people saying everything that 5G was going to cause in this community. And damn near all of them probably got a 5G phone right now. We had so much wasted time with all of these fake ass experts on 5G. Before that, it was the chemtrails. Before that, it was Jade Helm 5 or whatever the fuck it was. And before that, it was the damn FEMA camps. All of these people push all of these stupid ass conspiracies, and they can't see how one runs right into the next one, and then into the next one, and then into the next one, and then into the next one. And you never get an explanation about what happened to that old conspiracy. Never. I don't know. I haven't heard chemtrails in a couple of years now. But everybody at one point in time was saying, look at them chemtrails. They poisoning communities with those chemtrails. Where the fuck did that go? Are you still worried about that? And if it's such a big concern, why aren't we talking about it no more? No, you're not. Because a new conspiracy took that one over with the FEMA camps, right? And then after that, a new conspiracy took over with the military. Well, I said the FEMA, the Jade Helm 5, where they were doing military patrols and all this kind of bullshit, right? And then a new conspiracy came with the 5G. And oh Lord, I thought they were going to tie 5G to COVID, but when COVID came on, oh Lord, that was just one that just took off on its own. And the reason that it took off on its own is because that global pandemic that was killing people, right? They had to make excuses for the deaths. Then they had to make excuses for the sicknesses. And then they had to make excuses for people that they know got COVID. And then they had to make excuses for why these medicines was better for you than listening to a damn doctor. So COVID had its own basket of problems that they had to solve. So they just forgot all about them other conspiracies, right? And then they had to pop up with this expert. And then this expert. And then this expert. And then Joe Rogan and all of these motherfuckers, right? That never stepped one damn day in any type of medical training. These motherfuckers listen to a podcaster for medical advice. Think about that. You turn on your podcast during a pandemic and you take suggestions and advice on your fucking livelihood, whether you live or die, from somebody that sits up and makes money off of fucking entertainment. That was the dumbest. And then you had to argue with these motherfuckers. Well, I ain't have to argue with them. I argued with them for entertainment purposes so y'all can hear the conversation. But I knew they were dumbasses. And they completely ignored when one of the first victims, I ain't gonna say he was the first victim, but he was one of the noticeable first victims that lived that lifestyle of anti-vax. Herman Cain was sitting down there at that COVID rally, dancing and prancing. And and he passed away. Let me see what this is. Okay, I ain't gonna play that song, but that song remind me of whenever Herman Cain was standing in that damn room dancing and shit, and just as happy as he can be. right? And that man passed away from COVID because he had comorbidities, didn't take it serious. And these people have not mentioned Herman Cain one time, right? And that was one of the first victims of the pandemic on the Republican side. And he was a presidential candidate for the Republicans, but not one time since have I heard Herman Cain name mentioned on Fox News. Now, what kind of shit is that? Somebody that supports you, somebody that went to the Trump rally with no mask on, sucking up all of those damn viruses and white people lice that was racist, but you know, sucking up all that stuff in the room, and then he passes away, and you guys don't even mention it, right? And then you had victim after victim that fell, that lost their lives to the pandemic. The count is out there, so they had to make up excuses for the deaths. So it was just silly. And now Rupert Murdoch is leaving his goddamn company because of all of those lies that was told. You had Tucker Carlson, the leading white nationalist, conspiracy theorist motherfucker on the planet. He got fired for those motherfucking lies, right? Rudy Giuliani is getting sued for those fucking lies. And these motherfuckers did not have the acumen or they didn't know at the time how to tell the difference between truth and conspiracies. Right? I just went back and forth with ABC in the chat room about Ray Epps. Because he's getting charged now. But when they said Ray Epps was an FBI informant, it was this conspiracy about the FBI being involved in January the 6th. That wasn't nothing but a deflection because they didn't want to tell us, they didn't want to hear the truth, and they didn't want to say the truth about how the people that you support, the people that you defend, the messages and the politics that you support try to overthrow the democracy that gave you the livelihood that you live today. Your mindset tried to overthrow your goddamn government, and you too stupid to realize the way you think try to tear down the fucking government. You're dangerous. You too stupid to realize that whenever you go to bed and get up every morning, your mindset is fucking dangerous. Because if another group of people that think like you get together and get up the nerve to push your agenda again, you're going to do something else that's fucking stupid. You already killed millions of people by misinforming them with a global pandemic. Then you already support the fact that you tried to overthrow your goddamn democracy because you're too stupid to realize your mindset, your political mindset is fucking endangering you, your family, this country, and the livelihood of everybody in this goddamn country. You too stupid to realize that's the way you think. I asked Mr. Solution last week. Simple question. I won't try to get into no debate with him. I said, Mr. Solutions, did Donald Trump do anything wrong? Well, I don't think so. That's that stupid ass mindset that is endangering this motherfucking country. Mr. Solution, do you think Donald Trump committed any crimes? Now, he didn't do nothing. Motherfucker, you gonna get somebody killed. Period. Period. You gonna get somebody killed. I could not go to fucking battle. I could not go to war with a soldier that thinks like this. Cause you're endangering your fellow Americans. by not having the ability to reason and think logically and think through situations using evidence and proof and facts. That's ABC's thing. He literally made a mantra out of facts don't matter. Fuck your facts. Who the fuck says that? Who the fuck says that? Facts are what we make our choices and determinations off of. Evidence is what we use to prove facts, right? But whenever you just say, because it don't make me feel good, I'm going to demonize facts. Motherfucker, you dangerous. You dangerous. Now look, if y'all, I ain't got shit to talk about, and if y'all want to call in and push when you can, I will open these lines because I'm clearly just ranting about bullshit. But I just want to let y'all know that Rupert Murdoch is getting fired because of these lies of 2020. You know, and the court cases are going on with Fox News, and they're getting held accountable for all of those fucking lies that they told on Fox News. Now, I think that they need to go ahead and go down the list, go ahead and get rid of that damn Jesse person, go ahead and get rid of Judge Janine, the Fox 5 or whatever the fuck they call them. I think that whole entire news propaganda network need to be taken off of the air because it's endangering at least half of America. White America are completely stupid thanks to Fox News. That ain't no hyperbole. That ain't even exaggeration. White America is completely dumb and stupid as fuck because they want to be uneducated. They want to be dumb, and they want to listen to conspiracy theories about how black people are bad and their religious right is going to give them some type of profit to follow. That's what's going on in this country. Because Fox News, and you know, I can't take nothing away from Rupert Murdoch as far when it comes to business, because he became a media mogul by taking advantage of dumb motherfuckers like Sarge and ABC. And I invite y'all to go, I think it's a Netflix documentary, and you can see when Rupert Murdoch got into politics, it was around the Reagan time, and I could have that wrong, but if it wasn't for him buying those newspapers in New York and promoting Ronald Reagan, which was a blue state until then Ronald Reagan wouldn't have won that race. And we wouldn't have this dumbass goddamn way of thinking on the right that we have, because once he did that and got into politics, he took off like a goddamn rocket and started influencing these politicians, which fucked up our damn country, to be honest with you. Because there ain't no telling who he was in bed with, whose agenda he was trying to push. I mean, to me, partly, I think the white agenda was being pushed through Fox News, right, by Rupert Murdoch, because he's an Australian. And y'all know Australians are fucking racist. I mean, I can generally, allegedly, I mean, but that's where the fuck he come from. So his agenda was always, you know, the Anglo-Saxon point of view, and probably this manifest destiny bullshit that white people believe in and all that kind of bullshit. So I don't know that man personally, but I do know that a part of their DNA when it comes to the way they think is, you know, it's racism. They think that they're better than everybody else. Now, you know, all white people ain't like that, you know, but you got a great deal of them that are, right? And those people that are in power, and they use that power and influence. As you can see, like I said, the court cases, the police force. Whenever you look at the police force in the United States of America, you're looking at white rage. And what is white rage? In my opinion, white rage is not something that you can actually say that they go out there and throw chairs through the windows and all that kind of stuff. No. You got to back it up a little bit, right? You got to back it up a little bit. White rage is whenever you use the systems that are in place to actually exert your power, and whether it be legally or through some type of systematic way of destroying black people. White rage is the way the police are using their influence and power to come down on black people. White rage is the financial institutions in this country when you get denied loans. White rage is them rolling back affirmative action. White rage is just whenever they instill policies that do not benefit anybody. White rage is the farm bill, where the farmer got goddamn reparations, and we've been denied reparations in this country whenever it comes to Black America. And nobody is talking about that. They secretly are giving the fucking farmers supplementation in this goddamn country for losing their fucking goddamn personal property. You know, Donald Trump did that. That's white rage. And that's what we see in this damn country whenever it comes to the denial of services and politicians gerrymandering shit. Whenever we see any of this shit, that's white rage. The police pulling you over for a fucking tail light and whooping your ass and tasing you for no goddamn reason. The police walking up on college campuses, beating the shit out of black college students and letting white college students just walk around. That's white rage, right? White rage is what Sarge display whenever he calling this motherfucker, because he's displaying white rage. What's up, Howard? Nigga, I open your line, you push one.
What's going on, brother?
What's happening? What's happening?
No, I'm just are you talking good? It's that old time. You talking good. I just wanted to let that be known, brother. I'll sit back, man, and listen. Good show, brother. Good epilogue. Good everything, bro. I'm with you.
So you interrupted you interrupted my flow. Chewing on pizza or whatever the hell you chewing on, to tell me that?
Yeah, I am eating dinner right now, brother. And, I wish that you could eat dinner too. But I just wanted to let you know, bro. I'm feeling everything you're talking about, brother. That's all.
Now I'm all fucked up now because I don't know what the hell else to say. I was just, I ain't got shit else to say, so you're gonna have to fill up this airtime right here.
No, brother, you told me that I don't need to. You get to talking too much shit and blah, blah, blah.
That's because whenever you hear other people on the phone, you can't keep your goddamn mouth shut.
Exactly. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Don't ask me to get to jabbering now, brother. I'm cool. Hey, good stuff, though, brother.
Okay, Jermaine in the chat room, listen, brother. And I want you to listen clearly. MSNBC does not do the same thing as Fox News. That's just false at this point. MSNBC does, and listen, CNN, ABC, CBS, or whatever other alphabets out there, none of the cable news shows have done the same thing that Fox News have done for the media. And I would just use one point of contention to make my point. None of those other networks has ever been held liable legally for the content that they're putting out. So you can't put MSNBC in the same bucket as Fox News anymore. Do MSNBC lean left? Yes, they do. They do lean left. But they're not an extreme left to where they're motivating their supporters and listeners to go commit violence, to go overthrow this democracy, and then get held liable at the tune of millions of dollars for telling those lies. So you can't say anymore that any of these other news outlets is the same. There's not no both sides when it comes to Fox anymore. Fox is on an island by itself right now. Fox is on the island by itself. And you can see that with Rupert Murdoch leaving. You can see that whenever they have to fire their leading hosts. Their leading host that get the most numbers, they had to fire him because he was lying.
Well, Ty, can I say something?
Go ahead.
I just, I don't listen to any, I told you a long time, I don't listen to any of those news things, but if you guys are going into it, who's lying? Who has been proved to lie the most? And I would just put that question out there, and for anybody to do the research, who has lied the most? And I'm not talking about per se the organization. I'm talking about the people that they employ.
Mm-hmm.
Has been lying, and that's all I'm gonna say, Ty. And I'll leave it there.
Yeah, and people like Jermaine do this both sides and all this kind of stuff. It's not a both sides anymore. It's and I will agree with you, and I will submit that MSNBC leans left, right? But there was a time. Let me see if I can. Okay, so the time when Keith Olbermann was on MSNBC, around that time, you had right politicians coming on MSNBC and left politicians going to Fox. That was around the time of Barack Obama. Around that time, you had both sides coming on each of those cable news networks, because I remember seeing Republicans on MSNBC, right? When Barack Obama was in office, Fox said that they wasn't going to go, or the Republicans said that they wasn't going to go on MSNBC no more. This is what the Republicans said. And they did that first because MSNBC was supporting Barack Obama. And then at that time, the Democrats stopped showing up on Fox News. Now, you still got some Democrats that show up on Fox News, but Fox drew that line. And that's when, everything became fucking, partisan like it is with the cable news outlets. But at the same time, we can't both sides these news outlets no more, because Fox News have been proven through the judicial system to have been manipulating people like Jermaine, lying to you, Jermaine, about the pandemic, lying to you about politics, lying to you about Donald Trump, just the entire Republican Party. I think you said that you don't even support the Republicans no more because of how extreme they became because of Fox News. You can't both sides that no more. So it's not no MSNBC versus Fox anymore. It's Fox News is out there on an island by themselves because they're an extremist, propaganda, right-wing fucking network. That's what the fuck they are. They don't give a shit about lying. They don't, you got some, I guess because Rupert Murdoch got such a media empire, you got some little places in Fox that actually do real news, but it's not the cable news network. That's just not it. That's just not it. When Donald Trump was getting impeached for a phone call to Vladimir Zelensky to interfere in the election by demonizing his political opponent, you had people on Fox News defending that stuff. You had the Republicans in the Senate that didn't hold him accountable because of Fox News, right? So no, it's not MSNBC versus Fox News no more. That's just not even a thing no more. Not until MSNBC. The only way these other news outlets catch up with MSNBC is if they send a whole group of people up into the goddamn Capitol and shit in the hallways and find Nancy Pelosi office and throw their feet up. There's no comparison no more. It's Fox News, an extremist network, a racist extremist network. You can't even say that no more. So go ahead and say, Tyrone, you're right, and just take back them words about MSNBC. And Fox News being the same thing. They're not. They're not both sides of the same coin anymore. But listen, guys, I was speaking about white rage in this country, and it's important for us as African Americans to realize that you're going to be subject to, and we are and have been subject to, all of this stuff in our daily lives. You probably don't see it, you probably don't notice it, but it's just a racist country. That's what it is. Hold on, my throat messing up again. I'm trying to find out. Hold on. No, I can't find it no more. I can't find it no more. But yeah, so whenever it comes to politics in this country, and black people don't participate in politics in this country, what we do is we sit on social media and we tend to follow these little trendy stories and the black conscious community and whatever we follow, you know, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. MSNBC was just as pro Obama. Okay, you're delusional. You're straight up delusional. You are straight up yes, but you got to watch MSNBC and how they criticize President Obama too. Morning Joe and Mika Brzezinski, they talk shit about President Obama damn near every day that show came on. You will not find anybody talking shit like Morning Joe and Mika Brzezinski talked about President Obama. You can go look it up for your goddamn self. Tyrone know his goddamn shit, Jermaine. I mean, no, it's not the same thing. Yes, when you had the 9 o'clock shows, when Keith Olbermann came on, what's that man named Chris, whatever his fucking Chris, I can't think of his name. Yeah, he was pro Obama. The 8 o'clock shows came on, they were pro Obama. But when the morning shows came on, it won't even like that at MSNBC, man. It's not. But you got 24-hour, 24/7 pro-Trump coverage on Fox News, even till today, even though he's a criminal. So it's not the same thing. I don't even know why you keep trying to say that. You know, and whenever Donald Trump did do some good stuff, like what's that guy named? Brian, I can't even think of his MSNBC. What was that dude name? Hold on, I'll tell you his name. Brian something. I can't. But anyway, whenever Donald Trump did do some good stuff, that dude that came on in the evening, Brian, whatever his fucking name is, he liked to wear his drawers over President Trump. Brian Williams. Yeah, when Donald Trump shot them missiles off into nowhere land, he had a whole show talking about how proud he was of Donald Trump and all of this kind of bullshit. You will never find that on Fox News. So no, it's not. Stop. You listening to the propaganda, Jermaine. Just pay attention to the content and look at these people on MSNBC. Hell, Andrea Mitchell, she used to damn go in on President Obama a lot. So it's not the same thing, and you're convincing yourself that it is. MSNBC host Elizabeth cried. Yeah, you talking about Chris? What's his name? Chris. Hell, I cried when President Obama won. Shit, that was a. Do you know what kind of goddamn achievement that was, Jermaine? You should have cried when President Obama won. No, there has never been a black man to hold that fucking office. Never. That was a historical event for this motherfucking country. That won't just MSNBC crying. The whole fucking planet cried. I don't know what they see. You're trying to put it on the media. Nah, man, that was a historical achievement on for this country, and that's why this country is pushing back so hard, because
maybe the black planet.
Yeah, that's why this country is pushing back so hard, is because they were moving too fast. This country moving too fast for these white folk. That's why they pushing back so hard now. So,
Ty, can I say this?
Go ahead.
Everything that's going on right now, Trump, everything that's going on right now is a direct opposition to Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Everything. All these senators they're talking wild stuff. Donald Trump, they talk wild stuff. And America really getting behind him. That's in direct opposition to that black man. That's just what it is, in my opinion, and why we are in the situation that we are now. If there's no Barack Obama, there is no Trump. There is none of this stuff that we're going through. But you know what? I'll take that. I'll take this bad shit that's going on for what I felt that day when his numbers went across and they said he's going to be the next president.
Yeah,
I'll take all of it.
Yeah, man. Everybody should have felt proud of this country. Everybody should have felt proud of this country that we was able to nominate and elect America's first black president. You know, and I'm not ashamed of that, and I'll say I was proud of that. But now that you got people like Jermaine and probably ABC that say, ooh, what's so special about Obama? Well, it wasn't special about Obama. It was what was special about America and what we done, what we accomplished, what we achieved at that point in time in history. You had your first black family in the White House. You know, even though, you know, policies and all that kind of stuff that he didn't agree with, that our community didn't, but that was still a major achievement in moving forward in this country for our politics and this nation. I can't express how
brother Jermaine said Trump and Obama were disaster presidents. What do you think about that? That's some wild stuff. But what do you think about that? That's what he put in there.
Jermaine is delusional. Jermaine is delusional because if we all can recall, when President Obama won, George W. Bush had literally destroyed this economy. The auto workers, the auto manufacturers, they had to get bailouts. The banks had to get bailouts. Wall Street was fucking broke. George Bush George Bush and Dick Cheney left out of here taking money out of the coffers. I don't know what they did with that damn money, but President Obama came in with this economy all fucked up, and he had to right that damn ship, Jermaine. I don't know if you remember all of that bullshit. And he's the only president in history to enact a national fucking healthcare goddamn system. I mean, President Obama did amazing things for this damn country, and he left the economy in such a way that Donald Trump was riding his coattails when it came to the economy. So I don't know what the fuck you were looking at.
I don't know if you're looking in the chat, but he called him an unqualified black man.
Well, I mean, there was nobody more unqualified than Donald Trump to be president. No, nobody.
Well, no, they don't say that about Don, but they said it about Barack Obama. I think Jermaine said that in the chat. He's an unqualified black man, but he's never said that about Trump. That's funny.
Nigga, I
bet
you know a lot. If you got a job, Jermaine, you benefiting off of the American Health Care Act. So stop lying. Stop lying right now. So I mean,
these dudes. Hey Tyrone, I'm gonna go on mute.
You ain't got to go on mute. You good?
Talking to these damn dudes. Like I say, I won't have a conversation with any of them. I'll just cut.
Well, I ain't got nobody calling in, so I got to talk to Jermaine. Hell, shit. Ain't got shit to talk about.
Tell Jermaine to call in. Tell Jermaine to call his ass in and stop, chat banging and call his ass in and talk to you one-on-one. He just said Barack Obama wasn't qualified to be president. He never said that about Trump. And these white black men are crazy to me. But I'm not going to get involved.
Well, no, that's just the way they've been programmed, man. And Jermaine, he loved his Republican. He loved his Republican Party, I guess. And but what you're not doing is you ain't facing the fact that the party you support tried to commit a coup in this country, Jermaine. The Democrats ain't never did what the Republicans have did. That is just not a thing. We talk a lot about how crazy this country is, how unfair this country is, how they treat black people in this country, and it's valid concerns that we have. But you've never seen the Democrats become extreme and actually rile up a damn group of people to do what your party has done. You're independent now. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, so if you're independent, just answer this one question. Will you vote for a Democrat if you're independent? Will you vote for a Democrat, Jermaine? And we know the answer to that. I don't even think you got to answer it. What's up, Sister Lisa? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. Hi, Tyrone.
What's that?
Who else on the line with you?
You got Brother Howard on the line.
Oh, hi, Howard.
And let me check this other caller. Who's this unknown caller?
Hey, Sister Lisa, I was on mute. I'm sorry. I got
What's
some
going on?
food in my mouth and everything. I apologize, Sister. Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Jay? Go ahead, Sister Lisa.
Yeah, Tyrone, I was listening to some of the stuff of what you was talking about because I've been rushing all evening. And what you were talking about, the differences between, like, say, Fox News, some of that far right news, and say MSNBC, CNN trying to move to the middle, but it's not they both the same. We could have said that, I would say, pre-Obama. They were both, you could say, well, they both the same, they two sides of the coin. You could say that about that can't be said. But no, it's not the same now. You can't say that. Because the far right, they are pushing out and out lies. And with the whole COVID thing, some of the things they did caused a lot of deaths. I mean, just far out of the way lies. Now, one thing I will say about MSNBC is some of the more liberal leaning news. One thing that you can say about them, if you want to be fair in what you're saying, because it's not the same, they don't push back on corporate Democrats like they should. They make out like everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that, but they don't push back on these establishment Democrats, corporate Democrats. They don't do that. Once it's like this is what the party is going to go with. Yeah, they dance around that. You're absolutely right. And this is who we're going to go with. But that's not lies. They're just not reporting the way that they should on both parties.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Fox News is just doing out and out lies. So you can't use that argument that they're the same. They both do the same. No, they don't. No, they don't. One keeps it completely, strictly. We're gonna follow the line. This is who the Democrats or the liberals is who they're gonna go with. They don't report on them like they should, and some of the things that they're doing that could possibly help the American people. They don't do that. But I mean, the far right. I mean, that's some dangerous stuff that they over there doing. And it's not in our lifetime. Anybody on this phone, regardless of what your age, we've never seen anything like that, where a major news network promotes just out and out lies. We've never seen anything like this before. This is all new to everybody. This is new. I've never seen this. So that's all I want to say.
Yep, I agree with you. What's happening, Jay?
Yeah, so just to kind of follow up on what y'all was saying, I say that Fox News in the beginning, I'll give credit where it's due. When the war was happening in Iraq, they was giving some really detailed coverage, unbiased. At some point, they went another direction, right? I think that they seen that there was an opportunity to kind of tap into this, other side, and kind of like go in, and it just became, I think, out of control. It's like almost like a drug or something, and the power of being able to see that they could stir a whole, a population of people, a certain, or half, or a quarter, or whatever, enough. And I think a lot of it had to do really with the money. So it's money and power, of course, because, the power with the control over, certain things that lead to money. You know, since we talk about, you know, they don't. Some people say, oh well, they don't care about the power, the money. They got enough money. Well, the power gets them the money. You got to have money, you know, to be involved in certain things and make things move forward. So that's what I say in regards to that. And then with MSNBC and CNN, what I noticed, and this is truthful, is that CNN was a news channel. They used to show world news. When you used to watch CNN, you stuck at the airport, you seeing all type of shit happening all over the world. When this shit happened with Donald Trump, they stirred right over to politics, and it became a political channel, dominated with politics versus world news. Tragedies happening around the world, they used to cover it, not as much. Why? Because they was dealing with politics. They also, in a subliminal way, helped Donald Trump get elected. They didn't press as hard as they should have. And like you said, with the Democrats, like, you know, they dance around it, and I get it. They don't want they're looking at it the you know, the worst of the worst. They say, well, you know, if we tell the truth sometimes, or we admit to certain shit in our party.
Jay, let me ask you something. When you don't have anybody to fight, who do you fight?
You fight your inside. Fight within.
Well, I'll tell you, you fight each other. That's what's happening since Barack Obama. When I was in the military and overseas, you know, they listened to Fox. It was Hannity and Cole. I think it was that guy, if anybody remembers that. And they really listened to it. They really listened to that shit, which I was like, wow. You know, even at that time, I was like, damn, y'all motherfuckers on some crazy shit. But when you don't have anybody to fight, you fight each other. They made enemies of us, of people that seem to have different views about just different things. We probably have more things in common, but the things that we don't agree with, they made enemies out of us for thinking like that. You know, there's not a war going on that we're involved in, and that, so, you know, it's just what they do. And then you got stupid 60 and 70-year-old motherfuckers that work in Walmart that do shows every week that play Tucker Carlson for people. And that's funny because you 60, 70 years old and you still working in Walmart. You definitely don't have any advice for me or anybody that deals with me because you a damn idiot and a fool. But I digress because Tyrone told me don't talk like that. All right, I'm done, Ty.
Yeah, again, I just say that they tapped into something and it went crazy, out of control. Look what happened today. They got lawsuits the last couple of years. You know, it was like something that went out of control. They went using, you know, I guess, utilizing Donald Trump as a way as well, you know, and, you know, made this monster out of Fox News. And again, I just want to reiterate with CNN. CNN was news. It was world news happening. They focused and shifted over. Again, whether their intention was to let people know and make them aware that, you know, that you got this guy's dangerous, but they actually helped promote him in so many ways. And when it came to Democrats, again, you know, they want to dance around it, and I understand that certain things they don't want to talk about because then it gives the voter questions and say, oh, maybe I might not vote Democratic. So I know they want to keep the power for the good of humanity, but, you know, things with these media outlets, you know, they started going different directions and shit. So, like almost like what's their personal feel, and how they feel about how America should be or not be. And now we got this mess. But I'll tell you, like you said, it looks like Donald Trump is facing a lot of stuff. And if he ain't going to prison, a lot of people around him will be going to jail. So.
Oh yeah.
Hey, let me ask Sister Elisa. Oh.
Go ahead, Elise.
No, I was going to say, let me ask Sister Elisa a question. Politics have become just like sports. You have the sports shows in the morning, they're entertainment shows. Skip Bayless has a show. Stephen A. has a show. They're competing directly against each other. And a lot of it is like bullshit, some of the things that they say on those shows. It's become, well, politics has been doing that even before the sports shows are doing it. And so you have everybody taking sides. Like Skip Bayless can talk about LeBron James, how much he hate LeBron. Oh, hey, LeBron could have 45 points and he'll still find a way to talk shit about LeBron James. It's the same thing that I see that goes on with politics. It's for ratings and views.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is that, yes, entertainment. And what happens is that these dumb motherfuckers take that entertainment and they take it in their hearts and souls and spew it out to the rest of the people as real shit. So what do you think about that? Have you noticed that, Sister Lisa?
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've been following politics, believe it or not, since I was like in school, like middle school. And not following it deep back then, but keeping up on what was going on. I could discuss it a little better than like the people who I would hang with my friends. But what I have noticed is that when Barack Obama ran for president, and we have to admit it, when he was like Keep Hope Alive and all of that, they had a song written, and he was like a rock star. A lot of people, because we all heard it, you heard certain rappers or certain people that I never voted before, but I'm voting now, and a lot more people became engaged in politics right around that time, and so it brought more people to become engaged, especially in the Black community and other communities of color. Now, when Trump ran, he was throwing out all the dog whistles and a certain segment of society, certain segment of white society, and the poor whites and stuff. He was throwing them dog whistles that they wanted to hear, and they weren't really into politics. But now that you have more people engaged, it's like it's entertainment now, and people don't really. I don't think that people can really tell the difference between politics, like a political show, than a what are these people who on
Fox
like
News and Entertainment News.
Opinion editorial show.
I'm thinking of what's the shows that a lot of people watch, like the Real Housewives and
Reality.
And reality. And I don't think a lot of people, especially those who are new engagers since Barack, and then you had a whole host of new engagers since Trump, a lot of them, they can't tell the difference between reality TV and politics, political, they can't tell the difference. So when a lot of these people join the political argument, the political, arena, becoming engaged, that's when certain, like you talk about change. When CNN changed, a lot of them, they changed. When Trump jumped in and he was on, then Fox News just went completely off the rails. And
right.
Now you have people watching this stuff like it's reality TV. When it's not reality TV. You got Trump up there telling jokes. He's a celebrity, an entertainer. Barack wasn't a celebrity and an entertainer, but he kind of mimicked everything that he was doing. That campaign that he ran was brilliant. Was like a rock star, So a lot of people is looking at this, like I said, reality TV,
From an
and they're
entertainment,
not
yeah.
real entertainment. They're not realizing that with everything, especially now that's going on, our democracy is in trouble. It really is. This country is in trouble, and the fact that country is in trouble, they're not thinking that that trouble that it's in, it is going to affect you personally. And if everything really falls off the edge, it's going to affect you, everybody, and this is going to probably be someplace that you don't want to live. So I think these people, they can't differentiate between the two, and that's the problem that we're having. And you have people believing anything that they hear, that they just tell you is the truth. Because like people fuss about the reality shows and how they engage and talk about that. The same thing going on with politics, but they don't realize that this stuff is for keeps. This is for keeps right here. This is going to affect your lives, your grandchildren, your great grand, so on and so forth. Just like with the climate change, or they say that that's not real. That's affecting you now. And it's going to affect everybody going forward. The fact, like the Democrats, like the Democrats I was just talking about. That's all, they're the same, kind of the same as some of them on the Republican side. They are about keeping money in the rich people's pockets and different things like that. But people don't realize that that is really what they're doing. They just throw some social programs on one side, and on the other side, they're trying to strip the social programs and continue business as usual. And people aren't realizing that this is really affecting your personal. And I think that's the dangerous thing, because you have a lot more people engaged, a lot more people. I was just listening to somebody was talking about the polls. Now, I don't believe in polls anymore because Hillary was supposed to win this thing. I didn't like her, but she was supposed to win it. And about how far ahead Donald Trump is leading in the Republican Party over everyone, because the Republican Party is such a mess. Then you have people that tune in, because I was listening to this black guy on Comedy Heights, and he was saying if I had to do it all over again, I'd have voted for Trump. And they asked him why, because he know how to talk to the people. He's an entertainer. You have to look at what he's doing, what he's saying. You have to look at what that party is talking about. They're talking about what they're talking about when it comes to Social Security, something a lot of black people depend on in our community. They're talking different things like that. You're not paying that attention. You're paying attention that, yes, I have laughed at some of the stuff that Trump has said, but I know how to separate the two. He's an entertainer, and the people that are in his ear is the one that's really going to be running things. And people, they're not separating the two. They're not. They just like what they hear. They like the jokes. They like, and then they're ignoring everything else. And that's the thing that really gets to me. When they're like, well, Trump is saying this and this and that. And sometimes I'll throw out to some people, because I have one or two people in my family that are big time Trump supporters. The one is older. He's like 60, I think. He's older than me. Maybe mid to late 50s. He grew up, his family and stuff always had money, so they were Republicans, different things. That's fine. Be a Republican, be a conservative, but don't be MAGA. And why are you MAGA? That makes no sense. And then they talk about certain things, and he says this is that, and Trump says, like, or then when you throw out at them, well, what about the Republican Party is talking about privatizing Social Security or getting rid of it altogether? And then you throw out some other Republican talking points, then you trip them up. And then they say, well, I know the Democrats is like playing, he's like, look. You all sound like you're watching a reality TV show. You have got to look at the differences in these parties, and you've got to find something that's really going to help you and help your family. Because I got some dummies. One of my cousins said that the reason he likes Trump, now check this out. Like I said, it's a reality show. He's voting for Trump because Trump is a businessman. He's about business. He knows how to start a business. He knows how to get that money. And then when they said, but Trump has bankrupted just about every business he's ever had. You know that. And he has been taken to court for just about every business he's had. And he's had to pay the people that work for him, the people that got screwed over him. with a lot of them casinos, them hotels, just about everything he has touched. He's bankrupt. So how is Trump a good businessman? And and these people get tripped up. They don't have an answer. They're watching reality TV playing out in front of them, but they don't know that this is for keeps. This is for keeps what's going on. And I think that's the problem.
Yeah, but Trump show his hand every day. There's this post that he put on Truth Social. Okay, here it is right here if you guys can see it. There was this post he put on Truth Social. And basically he's still like trying to run the government and tell the House of Congress what to do, the House of Representatives.
Mm-hmm.
And he says a very important deadline is approaching at the end of this month. Republicans in Congress can and must defund all aspects of crooked Joe Biden's weaponized government that refuses to close the borders and treat half of the country as enemies of the state. This is also a great chance to defund these political prosecutions against me and other patriots. They fail on the debt limit, but they must now fail. They must fail now. Use the power of the purse to defund the country. What he's telling these fucking Marjorie Taylor Greens and Lauren Boeberts and Matt Gaetz to do is shut down the government so they won't prosecute him. They won't prosecute. It's right there. This is a great chance to defund the political prosecution against me. So he want them to shut down the government so Jack Smith won't be funded. So they won't fund the prosecution against him, but at the same time he want them to shut down the damn government. He don't give a fuck about this country. He's just trying to save his ass. He's just trying to save his ass. And this is I've never seen a president try to run this country after he's out of office. And Donald Trump has been running this country after he's out of office by telling these fucking weak ass Republicans what to do, especially the ones like that whole Lauren Boebert who got caught in the movie theater jacking her boyfriend off. I don't know if y'all seen that.
But then Tyrone, think about it. And these people, it's like reality TV. They're not understanding that. Okay, well, we know the Republican Party is gone. But then you take the people who has to come out and vote. They don't see that that's a problem because they're looking at it as reality TV. And shutting down the government is not only going to cause all types of chaos and different things like that that's going on. It weakens the country as it relates to the rest of the world. They're not looking at that. They're not thinking anything further than they like that orange face dude with the fake blonde hair. Wow. They're not thinking about anything other than that, and they're not paying things any attention. And like I said, this is all new to us. What we're seeing, what's going on. An ex-president out here doing this from Truth Social, Central, or whatever the name it is, interfering, running his mouth, lies from one whole network of news, telling lies. I mean, it's just a hot mess. This is all new to us who has been paying politics and engaged in this, we can say, for decades. But because a lot of these people were never engaged before, they don't know how it was, and they don't have a clue about how things really should be as it relates to the standing of the country in the world. They're not getting that. They don't know nothing about that. They are new engagement. And that's the thing that's got us all messed up right now. You want people to be engaged. You want people to take part. People have been saying that ever since I was a kid. Everybody needs to get engaged and get involved in politics. But it's kind of turned around a little bit because you have so many people engaged and they don't have a clue what they're doing, what they're saying. They're engaged in it, and a lot of times they're making decisions. Maybe them damn people should have stayed asleep. That is so wrong for me to say that, but you got these new engagements, and they out here engaged, and they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue at all. And you ask a lot of them. You probably you had a microphone, and you're going to ask a lot of these people, give me the definition of democracy.
Right.
What does that mean? They don't know. They can't tell you, but they engaged, making decisions instead of, we all wanted people to be more engaged because half of the country wasn't even voting or not even being involved in anything. But the thing is, you want people to be engaged, but you want them to go out and do their homework and understand and this and that and make right decisions. But these people, they are clueless. Just like I like to watch the videos and stuff where you have these people go around, they talk to the maggots, and you know what I think they should just not just do them. They need to send some black reporters to some of our people and ask them some questions too. They don't know. You ask them about, well, such and such about the wars. They people mixing up the World War One, two with the Civil War. Some of these people, you ask them who's the vice president, what is the different branches of government, who was such that these people they don't know. But all they know is they hear a dog whistle that they like and they're jumping on board and they're not understanding that this on boardness is not in their best interest. Remember we laughed about the black lung people when the black lungers when Trump won, and they got all the little bit of money that the little set aside that Barack was giving them, the little stipends and stuff. He was giving them insurance, a little check. They got computers and they got the internet, different little things he was doing for them, and different monies and stuff like that, so they could send their children off to the community college because those mines and stuff is not going to open back up. And they heard the dog. These people who weren't engaged, they heard the dog whistles from Trump, and they went along with that, and they lost all of that.
You got a lot of ignorant people in this country, white Americans specifically, but then you got somebody like Sarge that actually you can tell that he's kind of educated and you can tell that he got some kind of common sense, but he go right along with these stupid ass people with that same agenda.
I don't understand, but that's what we're dealing with right now. And if things wasn't going to be bad, like if I pulled an article, just one article, and I'm going to read. It was just came out about Politico about what will happen, what could possibly happen to America if Trump is re-elected. And I know it won't be good. So I'm just going to, if I keep it on myself, me personally, it won't be good for me personally. Not going to be good for anybody. Not really. But they don't know that. They don't know that. You watch a reality show, regardless of how stupid and idiotic they get, that don't affect you. And they're not really looking at that. If democracy is flush, what do you think it's going to look like? If you elect this man back in and he say, I'm not going anywhere, and get to doing certain things, and he just is going to just stay the supreme leader, the next thing you know, he appoint his son. I mean, anything like that can happen if the people who's in his Trump's ear, if they're able to get him to do the things that they want him to do. What do y'all think it's going to look like? You sure you want to live in that America with all the faults and the foolishness and the effery that we got going on, that we've always had going on? Are you sure you want to live in MAGA America, or do you want to live in America that got all the faults? All ahead, we haven't got a bunch. But somehow it manages to tweak on where your kids can still grow up and maybe they'll change some of the BS that's in the government. Which one you want to live in, MAGA America or one that's just kind of tweaking along? Because this man is not going to do any of the things that you will think he's going to do for you. He's not. And I don't understand why they don't get it. But Tyrone, let me read. This is very important because this is the only article that I have. I had it last week, and I wanted to read this. I didn't get a chance to. I'm going to read it tonight, then y'all can have at it. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Okay. Here it is. If Trump wins the presidency again, the rule of law is over in the U.S. This is an op-ed piece. I thought Ron DeSantis would be the worst option as president for the U.S. I was wrong. Trump would be a catastrophe. I'm sorry, not catastrophe. Trump would be catastrophic. Sorry. Not so long ago, I thought Ron DeSantis' presidency would be more harmful than a Donald Trump presidency. Demagogue DeSantis struck me, unlike Trump, as competent and calculating in his ruthlessness, even if he lacked charisma. As governor of Florida, he has proved adept at manipulating and politicizing the state bureaucracy. DeSantis has filled key roles with right-wing culture warriors loyal to him, crafted biased reports full of disinformation with the help of right-wing consultants, many of whom share his Catholic faith, and stacked what should be nonpartisan bodies to achieve partisan ends, as he did with the state's Board of Medicine to achieve a ban on gender-affirming care for minors. However, as his presidential campaign flagged, I find it less than likely that he would be able to replicate a federal level of damage he's done to Florida's state machinery. I agree with that. Don't get me wrong, DeSantis' presidency would be a disaster for members of marginalized groups, including women, African Americans, and LGBTQ people. But I worry that a second Donald Trump presidency could ultimately prove even more destructive. If Trump wins the 2024 election, anything resembling a functional democratic politics and the rule of law in the U.S. life will be gone at the federal level for the foreseeable future. It is still early in the campaign season, but Trump's support among Republican primary voters has risen steadily from around 44 early this year to about 54, according to 538's polling average. Meanwhile, DeSantis' numbers have fallen dramatically from about 37 to 15%. No other Republican contender reaches 10. Elite Republicans have faulted DeSantis for severe lack of social skills. He snugs political allies, stands accused of mistreating former staffers, and lacks personality. And this has clearly cost him. In addition, a Nazi symbol, the sun and rad, was recently used in one of his political ads, simply firing the staffer Nate Hochman, who created the ad, is hardly enough to recover from the overt use of Nazi symbolism. There's clearly many Nazi sympathizers among the Republican voters, but those who value respectability know to be quiet about it. DeSantis is not well liked by Republicans in Congress, and given the poor people skills and unattractive ideological skills, which makes him come across as stiff-souled, cold-faced resistance if he attempts to stack the federal bureaucracy with loyal cronies. Trump, however, can already count on a rubber stamp from the vast majority of congressional Republicans who are still scared to criticize him because of the devotion he gets from their voter base. The fact is that Trump, despite his lack of intelligence and polish, remains the de facto leader of the Republican Party. But what's especially troubling about Trump as a likely Republican presidential candidate is the open and brazen contempt that he and his supporters have for the rule of law. The U.S. establishment seems completely unprepared to deal with the possibility that Trump could take office, even still on trial or convicted of serious federal and state crimes. These include conspiring to defraud the U.S. government and obstructing an official proceeding, both in connection with the January 6th insurrection and his attempts to remain in office despite losing the 2020 election. Brazil's former president, Jair Bolsonaro, followed the January 6th playbook when he tried unsuccessfully to remain in power after losing the Brazilian election in July 2022. Less than a year later, he was barred, justifiably and sensibly, from running for office until 2030. This hasn't happened to Trump. If the United States has no clear mechanism in place for taking such action, which seems like serious oversight on the part of the founding fathers, I agree. The truth is, we're in uncharted waters with the potential to elect a president facing criminal trials, Here, pundits simply shrug when asked whether a president convicted of a crime can pardon himself, or wring their hands about what a bad precedent is unsustainably set to hold an ex-president accountable for crimes because the optics create an impression that the justice system is being weaponized against a political party that is out of power. Incidentally, is legally clear that Trump cannot pardon himself for state crimes, and Trump is one of the 19 alleged co-conspirators. A grand jury in Georgia charged on Monday night with attempting to overturn the 2020 election results in that state. Should Trump be convicted and sentenced to prison time and yet still elected president, what happens? Since we're not entirely sure, my guess is that between a feckless Democratic leadership and an illegitimately stacked right-wing Supreme Court and the authoritarian Republicans, his sentence will be suspended so he can go back to work in Washington. While it will thus be crucial for the future of American democracy to re-elect Biden, the privileged pundits' concern about the bad precedent entailed in indicting and convicting a former president are fundamentally misplaced. So is Biden's administration's parallel belief that restoring fairness to the Supreme Court by adding seats to encounter the illegitimate stacking of the court by the right wing would risk politicizing the court forever. In the case of the Supreme Court, it's too late. It's already been politicized, and undoing that would create less partisan court more in line with democratic norms. Similarly, Trump and the radicalized Republican Party have already undermined Americans' faith in the fairness of the federal government, and the only way to begin restoring that faith is the rule of law and democracy to prevail. Once again, the problem has come from authoritarian American right, which does not value equal protection of the law. Trump and those around him deliberately seek to weaken faith in our system by spewing a flood of disinformation about stolen election and supposed crimes of his political opponents. They understand that under the post-truth conditions, politics comes down to purely to power. Since 2016, Trump rallies have regularly featured chants of "lock her up," referring to Hillary Clinton. Trump has embraced these chants and thus already signaled his intention for corrupt and weaponize our country's justice system. We can't create a deterrent for such behavior by not holding Trump accountable. Clearly, our founding fathers' visions for how to hold presidents accountable for crimes, impeachment by the House of Representatives, followed by impeachment trial in the Senate, is unworkable. None of the three U.S. presidents to have been impeached, Andrew Johnson, Bill Clinton, and Trump impeached twice, has ever been convicted. Trump's second impeachment for incitement to the insurrection took place at the very end of his term at the 6th of January 2021. Remarkably, even in this period of the deep partisan divide, 10 House Republicans voted to impeach him, and 7 Republican senators voted to convict him. But the Republicans who sided against Trump has faced the wrath of their party, and the 2/3 majority of the senators required for conviction is impossibly a high threshold. Donald Trump has a real chance to win in 2024. While he would almost certainly lose the popular vote, as he did in 2016, our country's not fit for purpose. The electoral college system is a different matter and could bring him victory based on how the population of so-called swing states votes. Both Trump and Biden are pretty unpopular with the American public at present, polling almost the same in terms of favorability at 41 and 43 respectively. If Trump does win, we will end up with a nightmare scenario for the rule of law, a scenario that our political establishment seems utterly unprepared to address effectively. If he wins, it seems likely that Trump will succeed in significantly further eroding the institutions and the norms that are meant to place checks on his power. assuring in an era of American authoritarianism for the foreseeable future. That's what makes the prospect of a second Trump presidency so concerning. And see, there's a plethora of articles like that out there saying the same thing. And those plethora of articles, they're not just from leftists. They're from both sides. They're from law professors. They're from all types of people who study government. And they're all saying the same thing. This man cannot be re-elected. But when you have a voting base of people who just jumped on board not too long ago, and they're listening to the dog whistles, hence the reason why I keep seeing articles and a lot of talk about like the European nation, what they're trying to do to get Germany and different something to build up, because they do not trust the United States anymore. You hear different things that's going on within other countries, and this is right up. I know that whole Putin stuff was a lot of it was a lot of malarkey, but he's loving it, even though he has his little war going on. And the way how the rest of the world, when they always looked at the United States always meddling in other people's business, they don't trust this country anymore because they know if Trump get another term, democracy is done. It really is, and I don't see why people don't understand that. And what all comes with that. I'm just curious, do these people, or do they really want to live, y'all want to live under MAGA? Or do y'all want to live under the United States, who's really got a lot of problems, or they haven't even dealt with their first sin, not first sin, but their number one sin that this country has. They don't even want to deal with it. You got these states, certain states, these MAGA states, they're teaching the history aspect of. I don't know if y'all seen the little cartoon that they're putting out in Florida schools, and I can't think of the guy, the civil rights. He was up from slavery. His name escapes me. Half black, half white dude. Anyway, and the things that they're teaching these children, and that's when they start the burning of the books, the pulling of the books, the teaching the incorrect history that's going on, that we see that's going on in schools. Let's put the LGBTQ plus IA community aside for a second. But the other things that, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because we don't know how this thing is going to turn out. But I can guarantee you it ain't going to be pretty if Trump wins. That's all I got, Tyrone.
Yeah, it's articles like that frustrate me, and not only that, it's the media. There is already mechanisms in place that says Trump is disqualified. It's the 14th of the Amendment, Section 3. And people think that Donald Trump needs to be convicted of insurrection. That is not what the 14th Amendment says. It says no person shall be senator or representative in Congress or elected president or vice president or hold any office of civil or military under the United States or under any state who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States. Here's the important part: shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same. Then the reason that he don't need to be charged, because of this comma here, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. So, he gave aid and comfort to the insurrectionists. Whenever the January the 6th happened, he gave a speech and said, "Go home, I love you." He gave aid and comfort to those people of January the 6th. So the 14th Amendment, Section 3, already disqualifies Donald Trump from running for president. Now, I'm going to have to wait for the rest of the country to read the 14th Amendment, I guess, and the media to actually read this shit, because that man ain't even qualified to run for president. But that's just me. But, because they're not reading it, I guess it do look dangerous that he may hold that office again. And it is a very scary prospect that if Donald Trump get into office, because we've seen what he did whenever he was president. He pardoned the pink panty sheriff or whoever that was out there. He pardoned a whole bunch of people. Michael Flynn, he pardoned people that broke the law, and he was promising pardons. And he says he's going to pardon the January 6 people. That'll be people like Enrique and Torrio, who just got sentenced to 22 years in prison for sedition and conspiracy. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's a very scary thing that if this man get into office, but it'd be our dumbass fault if he do, because they're not even listening. They're not even reading the rules of laws themselves, because like I said, the 14th Amendment disqualifies all them people. But you know, that's just me, you know, but that's what it is.
But see, Tyrone, but then you hear like when the president Brazil, remember he tried that Donald Trump mess.
Mm-hmm.
He tried it, and then he wasn't successful. Like Donald Trump wasn't successful, but then you saw what they did. You can't run no more. They didn't say he can't run again ever. But what did the thing say? At least Brazil, for Christ's sake.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said you can't run for election to 2030 or something, or whatever it is. At least they had some checks and balances to say, you pull this type of insurrection and sedition type stuff, you can't run. And see, and they put it out so far that he probably be too old, and you know he can't get back in. United States, like y'all can't do that.
Well, I mean, it's right there. They got the instructions right there on the 14th Amendment. They just need to look at it, I guess. And that guy from Brazil, I think he down there in Florida. He not even down there no more.
He's in Florida.
Yeah.
He's in Florida. But at least they had the sense enough. Look, this is the laws that we have. We gonna push it. You can't run no more until whenever that date was that I said. United States act like they scared. I know they scared of Magnuson, them people coming out because we need to have a civil war. And the people who's yelling for the civil war, who's gonna fight it and who's gonna die?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, saying things like that. So, I mean, are you going to fight it? Are you going to die? That Huckleberry, whatever that dude is, whose daughter is the governor of where, I mean, they're saying things like that.
Huckleberry.
Yeah. That the next election is going to be won by bullets. Well, who's going to do the shooting and who's going to get killed?
Yeah, they're just doing that to throw that threat out there, so they won't act on Donald Trump for some reason.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm gonna tell you one thing. All these people that was about to do this and do that, when these people got convicted, when Trump had to report to court to acknowledge the court system that he was being indicted, all right, where he acknowledged and had to sign paperwork and pay a bail and all that, and listen to the system that he was supposed to be rebelling against, and all his followers, they ain't say a goddamn thing. Right now, when all those people from the Proud Boys, they took down their leaders, what did they do? Not a goddamn thing. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I think that Trump, he already lost his chance. Everybody seen they seen the card. They seen the hand in the card already. It's not like we're going to something new. I think he lost a large amount of base. Yeah, Joe Biden is old and all this other shit. But guess what? I think that people, even Republicans that want to have power, know that even with him, they ain't going to have power. He's going to take everything over and he ain't going to listen to them. So I don't think he has the support enough for him to win this election. He's not going to win. I could be wrong, but I have all confidence that this country has fucked up and we say dysfunctional that this country is. It's not going to go through that again. It's not. Not with this guy. I think they had a good enough taste for this shit. I think people, as much as they complain and bullshit around, they love him and all that. Guess what? Not everybody's going to vote for him. I don't believe
They're not going to stand up and fight for Donald Trump because they see what can happen. They got over 1,000 cases from January the 6th, and they still ain't finished. So they know that Donald Trump ain't gonna bail them out. They will go to jail for breaking the damn law. And Donald Trump is not king because all them rules that they was instructed to follow was illegal. That's why they go into court. Donald Trump.
You got people getting busted.
Yeah.
And they see that there's no protection on them because a lot of them was playing on, oh, well, if I do this, I'm going to get away with it. Guess what? He's not protecting them. They're not getting away with it.
And that was
if he gets away with it.
That was some of their defense. Is I was doing what the president instructed me to do, and them judges said, "Well, fuck, that's your stupidity, because he didn't have a right to tell you to do that. They couldn't even use him as a defense."
Even some of the judges that he appointed, maybe one or two might bend around and dance around shit, but guess what? I don't think they're gonna let him win this election. He's not gonna win. He's not gonna win. I could be right anything. I don't. You know what? I've seen when the shit hit the fan, when he got that first indictment, that they said, "Oh, they're gonna be in a uproar." Where was all these tough motherfuckers? Where was the political people? The people that work in government? They're complaining like they don't even work in the government. They're like, "Oh, you see what they're doing? They're using the government against them." Well, you the fucking government too. What are y'all doing to stop this shit? Y'all trying shit, but y'all ain't getting, whatever y'all doing ain't working. And all these people that were tough guys with all their guns around America, where were they when they said, you got to report to fucking court? Nowhere.
How are you still
now
on here?
People all these armed motherfuckers, where's all these tough gun holding motherfuckers? Not to say that there's not one or two that will bust their gun, but where are all the Proud Boy tough guys when they took down their leader and they said, you're going to have to report. You're going for 22 years. This one's getting 17. This one is getting 10. Where are they? Why are they not stopping the line? Why not? They not taking the saying, you know what? We're not going to let him go to court or go to jail. I'm gonna take the 10 years. Ain't nobody saying that shit. And ain't nobody bust a fucking grape.
I hope y'all. I wish I was as I don't know how confident you are, but I wish I was as confident as you all are, because something didn't look like he was supposed to win the first time. So I don't
like
think
reality people make things look believable, right? We were talking about reality TV and all that. Well, you know, the whole thing is to convince people that you think is real, right? They're calling it reality, but it ain't reality. It's a fake. I believe that he thinks he's probably worried about what the fuck is about to happen, but I don't think he has the base, and I think he knows he doesn't have the people that's going to get him to where he needs to. He's trying everything he can. He doesn't have enough government people and enough people that support it. Again, they were supposed to step up to the plate a long time ago. When are they going to come? When it's all over again? I mean, what are they going to do?
Well, I mean,
change things right now.
These guys have been duped, and you know what you hear screaming from the sidelines has nothing to do with the justice system and the laws that they broke, because they always screaming that he's innocent. They don't never bring no evidence to prove his innocence, and I mean, shit, they just stupid. I don't know how else to say that. The Fox News hosts, the politicians, all of them people that are supporting Donald Trump, they're just screaming at the damn wind. Why don't you bring proof? Just like they ain't brought no proof to prove that Joe Biden is guilty of whatever the fuck they're trying to accuse him of. They actually having an impeachment with no fucking goddamn proof whatsoever. Trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do. The Republicans, I told y'all a long time ago, they cannot govern. They cannot. Who's this unknown caller?
Yeah.
Unknown caller, who's this? I just opened somebody's line. Hold on. Who is this?
Nobody's goddamn line. Now you just did.
Okay, go ahead. Hey, what's up, Sarge? What you
All
got,
right, man? Look at here. Now, I heard you read what you say is the Amendment 14, Section 3, of the United States Constitution. Now, let me see if I heard you, if you said this correctly, because I might have heard it wrong. So I'm going to ask you to say if this is what you read. You read, I think, no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elected president and vice president. Is that what you said? Did you say that?
Yeah.
Well, you're a liar, because it doesn't say that. Let me read you what it says. I'm not reading the communist constitution that you're reading from. I'm reading the one that's in the Library of Congress and in the Senate of the United, the Congress of the United
elector.
States. No
elector.
person,
Okay, hold on.
yeah,
Elector.
that's what it says. That's a big difference.
I said
So
that,
why did you say
motherfucker.
that?
Elector
Well,
is right there.
Nigga.
It's on the screen.
Shut up and I'm going to school your ass. Shut up and I'll school your ass because you need it. You really do. You just make up things. There's a huge difference between being elected president or vice president and being an elector of. An elector is described in Article 2 of the Constitution. It is not the president of the United States. Next.
Okay, hold on. Listen, guys. The most significant part about that sentence that me and Sarge is debating is the first words. No person shall be. That's the most important part. So I don't know what Sarge.
Nigga, let me school you because you're wrong about everything constitutionally and legally.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, I know you don't want to listen because you listen to MSNBC and CNN, and they don't know anything. Okay. But let me tell you what actually is said. I'm not talking about my opinions here. What the Constitution, the people who wrote that that amendment in 1868, and what they meant when they wrote it in 1868. First of all, it's not an elector is not the president.
That's not debatable. We agree that that's the word. That's not the debate.
So then why did you say elected? When
I
you
said, listen to what I'm saying, Sarge. Listen to what I'm saying.
There's a significant difference between an elector and an elected president or vice president.
Sarge, can you please? I don't want to stay on the word elected or elector because we can see on the street.
It makes a difference.
Okay, can you listen, motherfucker? Sarge, can you not cut me off? We see on the screen in the Constitution that the word is elector. I'm agreeing with you.
You didn't say that.
Okay, Sarge, if you heard me say elected, I meant
you just admitted you did.
Sarge, can you please let me finish? I'm correcting myself. If I said elector, shut the fuck up. If I said elected, ladies and gentlemen, the word is elector. I got it on the screen right there. So that's not even debatable no more. Right. What's significant? Okay, shut up. Let me finish with what I'm saying. Let me finish. Shut up. Let me finish. What's significant is the first words in the damn section 3. No person shall be. That's what's important. Go ahead.
Okay, so thus far, what you have read does not apply to the president. Will you not agree? Up to that comma, none of that applies to the president.
Yes, it does.
Yes or no?
It does apply.
But I swear to God, you're illiterate. You can't even read. Look, do you know what a subjective conjunction is?
No. That doesn't. No. So far. No, you're right. No person. Okay.
Forget it.
Listen. Shut up. No. You're right.
I'm not getting anywhere with you.
Okay. Listen. Shut up. Listen. The reason that I said yes, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I say yes, because it says no person shall be. But what Sarge is saying, if you read to where we're talking about, it's saying no person shall be senator, representative in Congress, elector of president, or vice president. That doesn't apply to Donald Trump. So go ahead.
Okay, good. Now we can have a common ground from which to move forward. So I'm just looking for common ground right now.
Go ahead.
I'm not looking for agreement or disagreement. All right, let's go on. Let's go on next to the next phrase in that amendment. Or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or any state. Who? Now listen. This is important. Listen to the phrasing and be literate. Who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States, comma, or as a member of any state legislature, or as an executive or judicial officer of any state, comma, to support the Constitution of the United States, shall engage in blah, blah, blah. Okay, now here's where you're wrong. First of all, I want you to listen to me. I'm not going to take all night.
Mm-hmm.
The President of the United States was impeached a week before he left office by those idiots Democrats in Congress. They thought he was acquitted of inciting an insurrection. That was the only article against him. He was acquitted in a formal civil adjudicatory proceeding against him of inciting an insurrection. Let me say it again. He was acquitted. Now, you could argue with me all you want, but you know damn well it's true. Next of all, President Trump, we talk about jurisdictional here. The Section 3's jurisdictional element to cover President Trump would be if he falls into the fourth category, that he previously took an oath to support the Constitution of the office of the United States. He only swore one constitutional oath as president. He never held any elected office that required him to take an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States. So that doesn't apply. It cannot apply. He took one oath as president. And then the question is whether or not, and there are many constitutional experts, because I read them on both sides of the issue, who are arguing that term officer of the United States does not cover the president. Otherwise, they would have mentioned it in the first clause. The president is not just an officer of the United States, nor is the vice president. They are unique, singular constitutional officials. They are completely the executive branch. There are 535 members of Congress. There are 535 electors of president and vice president every year, depending on how many senators and congressmen you have in each of the states. There are many other of these officials that they mention here, in this article, but there's only one president and vice president. They're saying this article, with regard to this, with an insurrection, does not even apply to the president. It doesn't apply to him. So he cannot have violated the offense element and fit within the jurisdictional element. In order to fit within the jurisdictional element, the president must be an officer of the United States for purposes of Section 3, and it is questionable if it's president, because if it was, they would have named him before they mentioned the senators or those other members of the House of Representatives. They would have put them foremost right there in the front, president or vice president. They're not there.
Okay, so you're done.
And I have finally one more question.
Okay.
Now, I would agree with you if, let's say for the sake of argument, that the president is an officer of the United States under Section 3 of this amendment. Let's say that he is. Now, how is it to be determined formally? By what formal, judicial, or constitutional mechanism is it to be determined that Trump committed an insurrection when he was already acquitted in Congress for inciting one? But other than that, what formal mechanism, other than some fucking Democrats declaring it to be so on the floor of Congress and crazy motherfuckers on CNN and MSNBC saying it, what formal mechanism is there to ensure that he is formally accused of having been involved in an insurrection rebellion? Would you please tell me what that is? I want you to tell me specifically what it is.
Okay, so shut up, okay? And don't cut me off. Do not cut me off. Listen, the president of the United...
remember?
Okay, so you're cutting me off. Now, we're going to do this or what? I know it's going...
Yeah, man, you cornered, you little rat. Stop being cornered and answer a fucking question.
I'm trying to, but you keep cutting me off. Don't cut me off. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what I say in Section 3. Like I said, the first fucking words, no person shall. The Constitution applies to everybody in the United States of America, including the President of the United States. But for Sarge's purpose, for Sarge, I'm going to give you specifically how it applies to Donald Trump. If you read on down,
by which it is determined to be so. That's what I asked
I'm going to have to mute you for a second so I can teach the people.
In the form of some sort of adjudication or decree or a resolution of the Senate? Does the Senate just vote a resolution? Does the House of Representatives vote? How do you do it?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to mute you for a second because I want to answer every question that you ask me. So first of all, no person shall. He's a fucking member of the United States of America. You move on down where it says under the United States of America. Like I said, he's a citizen who have previously taken an oath. Donald Trump took an oath. He swore into the damn presidency. Now, What he's trying to say is that oath Donald Trump took don't apply to this Constitution, which is dumb as fuck. He's taking an oath to this goddamn Constitution, you dumb son of a bitch. And then it says, as an officer of the United States of America, that applies to the presidents. Okay, so as a member of the executive branch is Donald Trump. That's Donald Trump. Okay, or as a judicial officer to any state. Okay, so the Constitution support the Constitution of the United States support have engaged in insurrection. Okay, so an insurrection occurred, right? So I didn't say Donald Trump was charged with an insurrection. Donald Trump, Sarge is trying to say because he went through the impeachments and didn't get charged, he can't give aid and comfort to the insurrectionists because that's the or down here, or have given aid and comfort to the enemies. Now listen, when he created the rally, when he gave a speech at the rally, when he told them to go over to the goddamn Capitol, and at the end, after they conducted the insurrection, he did not denounce those insurrectionists. The first thing that came out of his motherfucking mouth was, I love you. And then we got videotape, thanks to the January 6th committee, showing him that he begrudgingly gave that goddamn speech. He was giving aid and comfort, Sarge. So if you look at giving aid and comfort to the enemies thereof, that's where Donald Trump falls up under this goddamn constitutional, where he's disqualified for even holding that goddamn office. You can sit up here and pretend like that president don't fall up under this goddamn constitution, which is the only citizen in the world that would not fall up under this goddamn constitution. That's bullshit. He is not excluded from Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. As a matter of fact, he's guilty of Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. You can say whatever the fuck you want to, but I'm looking at giving aid and comfort. Do you understand that? Now, we can argue about having engaged in an insurrection, so I'm taking that off the table because I knew that was going to be a goddamn rebut of somebody. So whenever you look at giving aid and comfort, after he gave a speech saying I love you, you cannot give no more aid and comfort than telling somebody you love them, Sarge. So stop it. Stop. Go home.
Tyrone, what you did, Tyrone, was to give me what you considered to be evidence that he engaged in insurrection. You still did not answer my question.
What question?
By what formal, legal, constitutional mechanism is it to be determined that any individual, much less a president of the United States, engage in an insurrection? Will you answer the question? Are you capable of answering the question?
Okay,
you
so
still have not answered it yet.
It was his fucking rally.
That's evidence. What is the mechanism to determine it? You're not, look, if you're charged with a crime, if you're bound to be likely to be guilty of a charge on a presentment of a grand jury, what do? You get a trial to formally determine whether or not you are guilty of the evidence presented in the grand jury of which the prosecutor is accusing you.
Okay, so let me flip it on you
again. By what formal mechanism is anyone, much less a president, determined to have engaged in an insurrection or a rebellion?
Okay, let me ask you this question. How did those people get to Washington on the 6th, Sarge? Why was they there?
See, you won't answer.
Yeah, okay, I answered you. You won't accept my answer.
Why don't you answer my question that I'm asking you instead of changing the subject?
It was his fucking rally, Sarge.
That's not the answer.
That is the fucking answer.
That you say indicates he's guilty. How is it determined formally?
Sarge, listen. Who rally was it?
I swear to God, you want me to understand English?
Bitch, they had Trump. Listen. They had Trump flags and banners. They had Trump flags and banners. They was following his instructions on Twitter. Whenever they started screaming, hang Mike Pence, Trump had said Mike Pence didn't do the right goddamn thing. So them motherfuckers went into the goddamn Capitol on the order of goddamn Donald Trump, Sarge. What the fuck?
And a trial.
Oh, God damn.
Let me try to say this one, but I'm going to give up after this. If I can't make no headway with you after this, I'm just going to surrender. I give up. You can't understand my point. I understand your points completely, and I'm asking you to respond to mine, and you're not. Let me say it again. Section 3's jurisdictional element applies to exactly 4 defined categories of state and federal positions. Trump does not fit into 3 of those categories.
Bullshit.
Trump never swore an oath as a member of Congress, a member of any state legislature, or an executive or judicial officer of any state. Trump was the only president in the history of the United States to have never held a prior state, federal, civilian, or military public office. So the only way for Section 3's jurisdictional element, and look it up if you don't understand English, to cover Trump would be if he falls in the 4th category, that he took an oath to support the Constitution as an officer of the United States. That's putting that quote. Quote, officer of the United States, unquote. Trump swore one constitutional oath as president of the United States. So for President Trump to be subject to Section 3 disqualification, he must have violated the offense element and fit within the jurisdictional element. And in order to fit within the jurisdictional element, the president must be a, quote, officer of the United States for purposes of Section 3. And there's a question as to whether or not he actually is that. Jesus. Now, I'm going to ask you again, what is the formal mechanism by which Donald Trump is to be adjudged likely guilty, even if it's a civil one, of having committed an insurrection or rebellion?
Okay, well, if you don't get it by now, Sarge,
I don't, because I'm asking very specific questions about very specific issues.
So you're telling me the president is not an officer of the United States?
Yeah, no, because he is the executive branch of government.
Okay, well,
Him and the
so we're going to part
with
with
individuals by themselves constitute the executive branch of government.
Okay, so that's where we part ways, because in my opinion, the president.
We do, and that's what a lot of people are arguing. That is the element of that article that would apply to Donald Trump if he is to be considered constitutionally an officer of the United States. If he is, then you can have a formal mechanism by which he is adjudged to have committed an insurrection or rebellion, then I'm going to have to agree with you, Tyrone. But you don't say that. That has not been resolved. And anyway, there's got to be a other than some fucking lousy, rotten, stinking ass, corrupt Democrats declaring him to be guilty of an insurrection or rebellion. That ain't going to fly.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. You
don't. That's exactly what I'm saying. You sure don't. But I know what to tell you and all the rest of your buddies out there in the Trump deranged syndrome category.
Okay, the president is an officer of the United States of America.
Says you. A lot of constitutional scholars say that doesn't fit. He is the executive branch. Him and the vice president, those two individuals. Now, there are lots of people who work for him in the executive branch, literally tens of thousands of people. But he embodies the person sitting in that office, the vice president and president. Those two people are the executive branch of the federal government. The rest of them are officers. The rest of them are officers of the United States. The cabinet members, the heads of the bureaus, the secretaries, they're officers of the United States.
And
okay. He is the executive branch.
Okay, so if you're going to debate whether or not he's an officer, he definitely falls up under that next sentence of the executive. Sarge.
Okay, look, that is the only segment of Article 3 you might have a case on.
No, listen, all of Section 3 I have a case on, but you want to come down here and say that
only the last section do you have a case.
Bullshit. This motherfucker is disqualified from running for president, and I have to wait for the rest of the world to catch up with Tyrone again before y'all realize that.
All right, well, we'll wait. We'll wait then, okay?
Again, y'all gonna have to catch up with me.
Meantime, I'm gonna go with Jonathan Turley. I'm going to go with Alan Dershowitz. I'm going with a lot of people who argue case for the Supreme Court and don't agree with Tyrone. Or the stupid idiot on MSNBC, or maybe even fucking Bonnie Willis.
So let me get you
legal mind.
Let me get you to concede to this that you was wrong about Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss because Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, you got to change the subject now.
Well, because we're not going to agree on this one.
So you'd have got beat up around the head and shoulders.
We're not going to. They used to yelling at each other. I mean, that is fucking pointless. But why don't you
apologize? At least I made a point. I read from the Constitution.
Okay.
And because I can read English, I know
what
I
need to get you to apologize.
And you don't seem to.
I need to get you to apologize to Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss because the judge.
Hell no. Not until that goes for a court and issue. I got plenty of evidence.
Rudy Giuliani lost, Sarge.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care what Giuliani says. He's probably trying to get from under this shit. I'm not really Giuliani. I have to agree with him.
But you accused them of the same thing Giuliani was.
By the way, wait a minute. He may have made false statements about them too, but that doesn't mean they weren't engaged in election shenanigans.
Yes, it do because they're trying to determine the amount to pay them.
Giuliani did not mention. Even if Rudy Giuliani did say things about them that were untrue, that doesn't mean they weren't participating in some funky election shit.
But they're trying
like counting the ballots after the observers have been kicked out of the stadium, and the law requires there to be partisan observers counting the vote at all times.
Okay, listen, guys.
Even if he did make false statements, that doesn't change that fact. They were doing that.
Okay, guys, I want y'all to look at the screen right here. I want y'all to look at the screen for 1 second. It says right here in this headline, the Georgia poll workers targeted by Trump are cleared of false election and fraud claims. So I mean, there is nothing.
And the Georgia recounts merely confirmed the phony recounts for the first time. They couldn't ballot match signatures because they threw away the envelopes. They were asking for an audit, and they didn't do the audit because they threw away the envelopes with the voter signatures on them. They didn't keep them as chain of custody as the law requires.
Go ahead, Elisa.
That's a losing argument. Don't waste your
I know it's a losing argument. That means it's not true. I know it's a losing argument. None of these corrupt bastards want to re-examine this election. You're right, it is.
I'm just
saying.
That
doesn't mean that they didn't get away with a fucking bait and switch, because they did.
I'm just saying you probably need to apologize and win it, man. That's it.
You're damn right it's a losing argument as of right now. You're right, it is.
Even Trump acknowledged that he lost.
What do you mean even Trump did what? He ain't giving up on
you seen that? Yeah, did you see that interview?
No, come on.
Did you see that interview, Sarge?
What did I just say? I don't care. Look, I don't take my cues from other people when I have evidence to believe that they're wrong. I don't care if Jesus Christ himself came down and told me Ruby, the Moss and that other dame didn't do anything wrong. They were counting votes in the absence of partisan observers to watch them do it. That is illegal. That is against Georgia election law.
Where's the evidence at?
Not wrong with this losing argument.
I just told you I agree. But you know what? The truth cannot be hidden forever.
Sorry, there's people that testifying too.
Y'all wasting y'all.
Like I said, we get new information on the John F. Kennedy assassination every day. For the longest time, if you argued against the Warren Commission, everybody said you were crazy. That's a losing argument. The Warren Commission said there were no shots that entered Kennedy's body from the front, and now we got a wealth of information that bullets did enter his neck from the front.
What about those people that they're using as prosecuting witnesses now to testify against Donald Trump?
Yeah, you want to change the subject, do you?
Sarge.
Well, he's just having a conversation, man. Calm down. Let me see who this. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see who this unknown.
Question again.
Let me see who this unknown caller is first. Unknown caller, who's on the line?
Mama's boy.
Hey, what's up, Mama's boy? Go ahead, Jay.
What's up, fam? Peace, family.
What's happening? Go ahead, Jay, New York. Sorry, I don't know what your question was.
I was saying that just so when Mama's boy probably fill in the blanks. But Sarge, again, you have people right now that was on this team right now. They're a witness to the prosecution. Sorry, lawyers, all type of people that are now. You telling me everybody that's? I'm not talking about us. Forget about us. Yeah, I'm biased. Yeah, you know what? We don't like Trump. Okay, let's play. You want to play that? What about those people in his inner circle? All those people. Are you telling me that they're wrong? Are they wrong?
I'm not telling you anything until I hear the testimony.
You're not telling me, yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me say it again. I'm answering your question. I'm not going to tell you anything until I hear the testimony and then measure against the law to see to what extent their testimony proves an element of the offense against Donald Trump. Then I will answer.
All right, I'll leave it there.
Thank you. So we'll both wait. We'll see what they have to say under oath on the witness stand.
All right, what's up? What's up, Mama's boy?
What's up, Tyrone? I'm gonna align with Sister Lisa here, okay? Because Trump could, he could do anything, and Sarge is just gonna say the same old playbook. And I'm gonna demonstrate what I'm talking about. Tyrone, Sarge will still claim that Obama's birth certificate was fake, even though Trump said in front of the whole world that it's a wrap. Remember?
Right.
Remember when Trump stood right up there and told the whole world Obama straight, he cool, and Sarge still tells that same old bullshit. So y'all wasting y'all time.
So I don't take no cues from Trump, and that's supposed to disqualify me.
But that's who you defended.
I'm not listening to Trump and what he says. I thought you said I follow everything he says.
You defend him.
I don't.
You defend him.
I evaluate everything on the evidence of what I can ascertain and what is told to me publicly and elsewhere. That's why if Donald Trump said that, I don't think he said exactly that. I think he said that we're glad he's provided us with a birth certificate, and then he dropped it.
He didn't say none of that. He didn't say none of
whether or
that.
not he thought it was a valid birth certificate. He did not.
Y'all know.
He said he was glad that he appreciated the fact that Obama provided a birth certificate.
He said we got it. That's what he said. He was acting
That's what he said, exactly. That's what he said.
No, sorry.
That doesn't say he thinks it's real.
He act like he
No. Hey, listen, everybody. Hold on, Jay. Donald Trump, and I'm paraphrasing, but Donald Trump came out and said a very short phrase, had his lawyers out there with him and everybody. He said, President Obama is a citizen of the United States, period, and walks off. And y'all remember that shit.
Okay, even if that is true, wait a minute, even if that is true, that says nothing about the birth certificate itself. All kinds of citizens make counterfeit birth certificates for purposes of skullduggery. There are natural born citizens in the United States, and they use counterfeit birth certificates for some other purpose, either for their age or for some other reason. That says nothing about the birth certificate itself.
Because you obviously confused, so let me finish my point. Let me button it all together. The reason why I brought that up. Because you could be handed the truth right in your face, and you still going to see whatever the fuck you want to see. That's why I do. Just listen. Let me finish. Just let me finish.
You that Trump may have said that.
If you remember
about that, I said that statement does not say anything about the validity of the birth certificate.
So let him get it out, though, sir. Let him get it out, man.
God damn. I can't talk when you flapping your dick beater, Sarge. I can't.
I found the video. Y'all want me to play it? Put it. Tyrone, I'm gonna send it to you.
Play it. Yes. Play it.
No, because see, I'm gonna have to send it to you, Tyrone, because I have on earphones. So, and he said
what he said.
A real quick point says, and the reason why I agree with you, like I said, is because Trump could actually tell him, and he's still gonna believe what he wants to believe because it's gotta fit his narrative, whatever the fuck. I mean, we sat up here and watched this man get accused of things left and right. And it's at some point, you might even be backing your boy up. But once you get to the point to where he get 91 counts put on his ass, in the midst of all of these accusations, I'm talking about over 12 or 20 accusations of rape or some sort of, and all the misconduct that he was accused of, during his presidency, from the Mueller report all the way up to Zelensky, all the way up to January 6th. This man has been accused of so many. At some point in time, common sense should tell you he got to be guilty of fucking something. And you still hanging on to him, that's a sycophant. So trying to talk to a sycophant, it's a wrap. It's over. You ain't gonna be able to do that. So no matter what you say, Sarge is gonna contrive some sort of fucking way to make it positive and take away your negative.
Oh, and the only reason Donald Trump admitted it, he said that Barack Obama was born in the United States.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah, he said Hillary started that mess, and I'm ending it. Tyrone, you got the video. Barack Obama was born in the United States.
I'm trying to upload it.
I got it right now. I'll play it for you if you want to, because it confirms what I said. I'll play it for you. I'm happy to let you hear it. You want to hear it?
He said he was.
It was a CNN interview with John King. He made the interview 12 years ago.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I brought up, Sarge. You want to play some other shit. That's not it. That's not it. I don't want to play your shit. We don't want to hear what you gonna play. Whatever it is.
I knew you wouldn't, because you know damn well what you said is the truth. I got both of those public comments that he made. I'll play both of them for you.
So hold on for a second. Here's the one Elisa sent me.
When you guys get caught, you start weaseling.
Okay,
hold because you know.
Sarge, listen.
What you just said.
Sarge, let me moderate the show and find out who this unknown caller is first.
Be my guest.
Sarge, can you please not do that? Who's this unknown caller?
Mace.
Okay, Mace, hold on. I'm going to play this audio.
Hillary Clinton and her campaign of 2008 started the birther controversy. I finished it. You know what I mean. President Barack Obama was born in the United States, period. Now we all want to get back to making America strong and great again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so wait a minute. Right? So basically, hold on for a second. Basically, if he was born in the United States of America, he has a legitimate birth certificate. And we're going to let Mace go, and then Sarge, you can respond after Mace. Go ahead, Mace. What's going on?
Oh, hello. Alan Dershowitz is a person he's studying. I bet you Alan Dershowitz won't go defend Trump. And then again, I'm not going to say Sarge is always right. Wrong. He's always incorrect. Because if you use right or wrong, he thinks you're talking about the party. So he's always incorrect. Because he ain't ever been correct on nothing. Not even with those shoes that the man was wearing and not sneakers. So he came with all this rhetoric that he done got from Alan Dershowitz on Newsmax or Fox or wherever he got it from. I heard that rhetoric. And he ain't looked up nothing and he hadn't discussed nothing. So here we go again, wasting time, filibustering, and that's all he's doing. Because he's never correct about nothing. And Trump not going to win again, because who's on him screaming how he's going to win? And after he lost, and then he left out like a nut, didn't even have sense enough to leave like every president that been there, leave out the right way. Caused a ruckus after he left. So if he hadn't did anything wrong, why is he going to court? And why was the things that we're looking at if nothing was done wrong? But don't listen to Alan Dershowitz. So you haven't convinced nobody but yourself and those that believe just like you do. Have a good one.
All right, Sarge.
I care less about convince you or anyone else. I'm responding to the jive I hear you saying. That's all I'm doing. I don't care if it convinces you or not. I'm responding to it, and I'm telling you why I dissent from it. And again, Donald Trump's statement had nothing whatsoever to do with validity of the birth certificate. He said he believes he was born in the United States. Fine. If Donald Trump wants to believe that based on a counterfeit birth certificate, which is proven by two separate forensic document examination firms, on 2 separate continents, indicating 90 points of indicia of fraud on those documents.
They go to 90 points
Free to
again,
believe it
Tyrone.
all he wants. I'm not going to believe it. I don't care
There
what
go
he
them-
believes.
There go them
I'm
90
gonna go
points
with the
again,
people
Tyrone.
who make a living forensically examining documentation for indicia of fraud. And when they find 19 points of fraud, I'm going to go with them. When they provide the corroborating evidence in the form, literally, of a template of a woman named Joanna Ani, whose birth certificate was a template to make his counterfeit one, I'm going to believe it because I can corroborate the results. So I don't care what Trump believes. I'm going to tell you what I believe based on the evidence I have seen.
Well, and Sarge, just a second.
No hard evidence.
Right there, that statement you made was even incorrect because you do care about Donald Trump. You like some of his shit. That's why you gonna vote for him. So don't tell that bullshit. Don't tell that bullshit ass lie.
Okay,
Don't tell
let
that.
me rephrase that. In this regard of the birth certificate, I don't care what he says. I'm not an acolyte of Trump, and he's not me, and I'm not a spokesman. I speak with Sarge. Sarge saw evidence to convince him, based again on the reports from 2 well-established, well-renowned forensic document firms in Europe and in the United States, that birth certificate was a counterfeit, and they provided the template that made the birth certificate with the handwritten marks that align precisely when you overlay one over the other. That is why I believe it's a counterfeit.
Well, Sarge, you just displayed exactly what I said about you. You just displayed.
Well, look, I don't want to talk about me. If you do, I'm hanging up. I'm not interested in going on no goddamn conversation about what you think my psychological deficiencies are. I'm talking about the evidence involved in matters of public record.
Well, Sarge, just because the world ain't all about you, other people need to know.
Let's leave it at that and move on.
Other people listening to the show need to know you a psychopath.
Well, then fine. You're entitled to that opinion. I just don't want to talk about me endlessly. If you want to think I'm a psychopath, be my guest. You have a right to that opinion. You have a right to that opinion. But what I'm going to tell you is what I believe and why I believe it and why I dissent from what I hear here.
Hey, Sarge, let me ask you
your opinion about me.
Let me ask you this.
As Mays would say, it's irrelevant.
Do you think
No.
Maybe.
Go ahead, Elisa.
No, I was just going to say, well, then Donald Trump was lying. Because he didn't say, I believe Barack Obama was born in the United States.
I didn't say that either, by the way.
Yes, you did. You just said that.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I'll tell you what I said, because I know it, because I said it over and over again. You always ignore what I say. What I said was he may have been born in Kenya, and at any rate, when you show me a counterfeit birth certificate, I'm not going to believe anything on it until I get a legitimate one. So it's up in the air, as far as I'm concerned, as to where he was born.
Hey, sir,
he might have been born in Kenya. He might not have been born in Kenya.
Oh, Lord.
He might have been born in Hawaii. He might not have been born in Hawaii because he got a counterfeit birth certificate.
Hey, sir, let me ask you this, man.
Now, I know you may think that's a distinction without a difference, but it is a big distinction.
Okay, go ahead, Elisa.
You said that you don't. You said just because you said Trump believes Barack Obama was born in the United States, and then you said I don't care.
I mean, I gotta agree with it, do I? That mean I have to agree with it?
Well, let me say you don't have to. So, but Trump never said I believe Barack Obama was born in the United States. Trump
and that wouldn't make him Article 2.
Sarge, you got to let people finish talking, man. Sarge, you got to let people finish talking, man. Please stop cutting people off.
He didn't say I believe anything, because you can take from that what you want. He said Barack Obama was born in the United States, period. And then he walked off. So Trump was lying. He was lying there.
Even if he was born in the United States, being born in the United States alone does not make you Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5 eligible to be president.
That's bullshit.
Nikki Haley is not eligible either.
That's bullshit, Sarge. That's a lie.
National parents who are not citizens She was born in the United
States. He wasn't born here. Then he said that he might not be. Please, come on.
Sorry, that is a lie. Sorry, hold on. You been screaming.
You tell me what I say.
Stop screaming. Listen, that's one of the things we can say that almost guarantee you can run for president is if you're born on this fucking continent. So stop it.
That's not true. Indians were born on this continent.
Oh,
they were not, if they were subject to tribal jurisdiction, they were not even citizens until 1924.
Okay, Sarge, you making up.
Indians were born on the North American continent in the United States, and they were subject to tribal jurisdiction. They were not even citizens of the United States.
Okay, so hold on. If there was Native Americans born at the
what I mean about you guys don't care about facts.
Okay, listen, hold on. You're going back in time. If you were Native American and you can you please shut the fuck up? If you were Native American, shut the fuck up. If you were Native American and you was born around the same time as Barack Obama, you are eligible to run for president of the United States. Shut the fuck up because you're lying to people saying Indian can't run for goddamn president. Can you please shut up?
You don't listen to what I say.
Shut the fuck up. If you're Native American, you was born around the same time Barack Obama was, you are eligible to run for goddamn president. So stop lying to people and stop saying Indians can't run for fucking president. That's a lie.
1960 is after 1924.
That's a damn lie.
Damn, man. That's why you really have trouble with comprehending the English language. Let me say one more time. The Indians were born subject to tribal jurisdiction. Prior to 1924, were not citizens of the United States even.
We're not talking about 1924.
Or its territories.
We're not talking about 1924.
Nigga, you said if you're born in the United States, you're a citizen.
You can.
That's what you just said.
You can.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, whatever. I ain't gonna talk to your ass. You stupid.
Barack was born in the 60s.
Damn, the nigga just said if you're born in the United States, you're a citizen. And
you can, Sarge. That's what the fucking Constitution says. You did not prove me shit, motherfucker.
Okay, let me say it again. Goddamn your ass. If you were born on the Oklahoma reservation in the state of Oklahoma in 1915,
we're not talking about 1915. That's not even in the discussion.
You said if you were born in the United States, you didn't qualify it.
Because we're talking about around the time Barack Obama was born, you idiot. The conversation is around the time Barack Obama was born, not 19 fucking 15.
That's not what you said. You need to do more. You need to learn more.
You're engaged in the conversation, you idiot. We're talking about around the time Barack Obama was born.
Studying, so you don't make yourself guilty. Look like
if you was born in the United States of America when Barack Obama was born, you was eligible to be goddamn president.
After, could we get a second of him not yelling? Listen, let's go back. We're gonna rewind to what you did say. First, you said you went out there on vacation in Hawaii. Let's be clear before you enter. Hold on. No. I want to be clear because.
You don't believe what I said happened there.
No, hold on, because this is relevant. No, hold on. Why don't you pause? Can you mute this guy?
You told me it didn't happen. That was my experience. I don't even want to talk about this with you unless you're prepared to believe that what I said happened.
Can you shut his ass up for a second?
No, you just said you don't believe anything I did there.
Shut the fuck up. You and Trump balls.
So what's the point of talking about this?
Listen, Trump balls holder. Listen to this.
I'm out of here. Fuck.
Good. You first said that you went to the hospital. Go. You went to the hospital first. Then you said you went to a records room where they hold records of people's birth certificate. You a fucking liar.
You a liar.
You are a liar.
I never said that. They were lying in that goddamn room. The security guard would have kicked me out.
Okay, we're gonna have to calm down.
You lying motherfucker. I said no.
Okay, calm down. Calm down.
Tell this motherfucker to stop lying his stupid ass off.
Good Lord.
You can make a point without having to tell a lie that I never said.
It's on audio. You said it. It's on audio.
Fuck this, man. This motherfucker full of shit. Go to hell, you lousy lying bastard. Fuck you.
All right. Hold on.
I swear to God, there can't be no truth in you.
Okay, so y'all hold on for 1 second. Let Maze get in there because I hear her. Go ahead, Maze.
Yes, Tyrone, he said he flew to Hawaii and he saw all of this.
Oh.
That's what he said, and I told him to show the plane ticket where he went. And then when
Another
he said,
fucking done.
Can you shut up? That's what he said. I believe We don't believe nothing you got. It's always what you believe. Our beliefs are not yours. That's what you don't comprehend. Do you get it now?
What I said was that I went to the hospital spokesman. The hospital spokesman came out and I asked her, why wasn't there a plaque in the lobby attesting to the birth of the only black president of the United States in your hospital, as he claimed in a letter they wrote to you in 2009? And they said they couldn't answer that question because of HIPAA oath laws. They said they couldn't answer the question I asked. So then I asked them, may I see his birth certificate? They said, we don't have it, and we couldn't show it to you if we did. And then I left. That's what I said. I
Okay, so everybody be quiet. Everybody be quiet for 1 second.
About anybody letting you see records.
Okay, so hold on. Everybody be quiet for 1 second, please. Now, sorry, don't cut me off.
Shit.
Okay, stop. Listen. So basically, you didn't put your hands on the birth certificate. So how can you determine if it's fake or not if you didn't see the original?
I didn't want to see the birth certificate. I wanted to hear their answer to my question. That's what I wanted. I knew they wouldn't let me see it even if they had it.
No, I'm saying though.
Hear their answer. That's why I asked.
Okay, I'm saying though. You didn't. You never put your hands on the document to determine whether or not.
A million fucking times.
Okay, so let me make my point.
So maybe this time you'll remember.
Okay, so let me make my point. You never put your hand on the document. The test is. Can you please, sorry, let me make my point, my entire point. Okay.
I never put my hand on no birth certificate.
Okay, we agree to that. So I'm going to say this again so everybody can hear me. He never put his hand on the document to validate whether or not it was false or not. So basically, he's going by digital internet pictures to tell us whatever the fuck he's telling us now. You couldn't prove. Huh?
No, that's part of it.
Okay, so
the main reason I'm going with it is because it was a formal investigation launched by the second largest sheriff's department in the United States, Sheriff Joe Arpaio. The investigator named Mike Zullo detailed in great specificity every one of his investigative steps that he made to determine that the birth certificate was counterfeit. He detailed every single investigative step in 3 press conferences. And I'll tell you every one of the steps because I know them.
The same one that went to
jail. So hold on. So you
didn't go to jail. Mike Zullo was never jailed. He was the investigator that did it. Sheriff Arpaio merely commissioned it.
So you're making your determination based off of somebody else's information then?
Mm-hmm.
Like you do, the same way you do. Yes.
Always. Yes. That's all he does.
So there's no validity. There's no validity.
Everything Joy Reid says to you, you tend to repeat it.
There's no validity. So there's no validity in your claim.
Tyrone, I'm not the one who did the investigation, so naturally I have to rely on somebody else's investigation.
So
they detail how they accomplish the investigation, and they take all of the evidence they use to determine it and reveal it publicly at a press conference in the form of slides. They take the template they use, they overlay it on the Barack Obama birth certificate, and all of the handwritten marks align perfectly.
I got you. Okay, so check this out. You're taking the word of a fucking felon, a criminal who's been pardoned by President Trump. So I mean, you're taking the word of somebody who can't even keep the fucking law straight them damn selves. You get that?
Right. There you go. Joe Arpaio been to jail. Let's get that straight, Sarge.
Yeah, he's a fucking criminal, Sarge.
You don't see it that way.
Sarge, you don't know that.
You know what's interesting. You know what's interesting. You know what's interesting is, I guess Sarge is giving validity to a PowerPoint presentation.
Right.
Yes.
You know, just because somebody gets the media together and holds their attention long enough to do a PowerPoint doesn't mean what they saying is correct. It could be a big fucking ruse to make this incorrect shit correct, just by doing that press conference. But I mean, you pretty gullible anyway. So
I
I'm
don't know what a
imagine you
PDF was before he spoke to us. Sarge didn't even know what the hell was a PDF
pain
was.
of perjury,
He
it was
didn't know what
in
a
the form
PDF file
of
was.
deposition under pain of perjury
He
before
didn't
the
know
court of
what the
law.
hell was a PDF file.
I'm going
That's
to say it
crazy.
again. Every
You didn't know
single
what
bit
was
of
a
that
PDF
evidence
file.
was submitted
You
to
old
a
like a
court
motherfucker.
under pain of
You
perjury.
old like a motherfucker. You
Hey,
don't know
and
what a
y'all hold
PDF
on,
file was.
hold on, Jay. Hold on. Well then, Sarge, you tell me if this isn't true. Since I'm
Now, do you have any doubt about what I just said?
listen, I'm gonna make a statement, Sarge, and you tell me if it's not true. Okay? So it is
But that's that fucking idiot just a minute ago.
come on, man. When you talking to me? Why you talking to Jay now? You talking to me?
Hold on,
I'm
one at a
finna
time.
ask you a question.
I'm older now. See how stupid these motherfuckers are?
Sarge, you need to calm down, man. You need to calm down, brother.
Sarge, you worried about it.
Be quiet, Sarge.
Can he hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's irritating. Hear that stupid shit from that bastard from New York.
Hey, man, Sarge, ignore him. Concentrate on my fucking
point, man. Go ahead and make your point.
God damn. Shit, you make a person lose their point because you freaking out about a motherfucking waitress or something. You freaking out about lint in your pocket when you supposed to be talking to me.
God damn, man. Shit.
Concentrate.
Well, listen. If Sarge wants to take the word of a criminal, we can't make him not do that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you speak of?
Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
He didn't do the investigation. He commissioned it.
Okay.
Did the job.
So that means if you put it in street language, that means he gave permission to do it.
He commissioned the investigator who did it under auspices of the sheriff's office.
So when I give you my license, I'm giving you permission to use my motherfucking license, right? Am I correct?
Of the office, yes. The authority
God
of the office of the
that's all
sheriff
you gotta fucking say, man. You trying to figure out some sort of way to put your narrative.
Any reason to believe that Mike Zullo conducted an unethical, illegal, or unconstitutional investigation? If you do, tell me what you think it was.
Here we go.
No, my point is, if a dumbass wants another dumbass to go do dumbass shit, but he can't go do his dumbass shit unless I give him permission, because I'm the dumbass that wants the dumbass to do dumb shit. By me giving him the commission, I'm saying I'm okay with the dumbass shit he's fitting to do. You see what I'm saying? So listen.
I agree with that.
Wait, sir. I don't care if you agree. Shut the fuck up and let me finish.
Yeah, I like the way the prejudice. It was legit investigation.
Damn, man, you won't even let a pregnant woman have a baby, will you? You just interrupt every fucking thing, don't you? And you want motherfuckers to quit talking about you. Quit interrupting people, you silly motherfucker.
I don't give a fuck what they say as long as they say the truth.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth then. You got dick beaters for lips. Cause you keep flapping them motherfuckers.
Fuck you, man.
Okay. Y'all can't be doing that now. I done told y'all we don't need to bring the conversation down to that level now.
He can't help himself because he got no more arguments. He can't help himself.
I made my motherfucking argument, but you just won't shut the fuck up and hear it. You still talking. You still talking.
Oh Lord. Well, listen. All right, goddamn it. Well, it's 12 o'clock anyway. So well, listen, it's 12 o'clock anyway, so Miss Elisa, I appreciate you calling in tonight. And YouTube gonna get ready to shut y'all down because Mama's boy and Sarge want to cuss each other out and call each other dick beater lips and all that stuff.
No, I don't want to do that shit. He can do that all he wants. I ain't got no interest whatsoever. I'm out. Good night.
But
Fuck
you
that.
ain't got to go nowhere. You can stay here and cuss because I'm getting ready to shut down YouTube.
Yeah, we don't believe nothing you got to say.
Yeah, I guess he hung up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. What'd you say, Lisa?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, but I don't know why it's so hard for this guy to not have common sense when it comes to politics or Trump. I don't get it why he has to back into that corner and defend that stuff. Everybody knows it's a lie.
I mean, when Trump tell you, he's supporting a man's lie when the man stops lying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I gotta put it like that. That's the definition of an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things when Sarge years ago said that he came on here and said that he was biased and he's gonna be biased. And anytime we said anything pro-black, anytime we said anything pro-black, he would say the opposite. Anytime we say anything about slavery and how the detriment of slavery had on the community, he would try to say the opposite. Anytime we said anything about white people, he would try to say that. So I think he's stuck in that damn mindset of trying to say the opposite of every damn thing. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Just like say with Shay Moss and them, Giuliani done made up the lies, and now they saying, yeah, we was lying. I lied on them. And so they ain't lying no more, but you still trying to say that there's proof there.
Yeah.
The people who made up the lies said it was lies. So why can't that be accepted? I don't get it. I don't get it, especially that Shay Moss stuff. They said, yeah, I lied on them. Yeah, I was lying. And did it on the oath. They didn't just come out and say it. Did it on the oath. Yeah, I lied on them.
And now Giuliani gonna have to pay. Well, he already have to pay their lawyers, but now they're trying to come up with a settlement for Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just crazy, and you still want to hold on to the people who made up the lie. Under oath said, yeah, we was lying, we made all that up, but you
got mad with two ladies that was innocent. He always get mad with innocent.
But that's how somebody in my family is doing the same thing. They're like, I still say them ladies did something. They out the blue made up lies, and you still trying to hold on to it. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Sister Lisa, the same thing happened with that damn Hunter Biden laptop shit.
Yeah. I mean, it was supposed to connect Joe Biden to some fucking big old finance scheme and ain't did shit. And the charges that they got Hunter Biden on, people get those charges every day and never get charged with shit. But because this is Hunter Biden and the Republican doing this gun charge that he went and got this gun while he was on drugs, people get charged with that shit all the time. But now because it's the president's son, he getting indicted. So.
Well, you gotta when the judge kicked it back, they're just going by them putting another indictment on him, he's just gonna go right back into the same court, and he ain't gonna get no time for that. He gonna go right to the same situation he was in. The judge just made him go back and redo it the whole long way, which means they had to bring the indictment for him to plead out. You see what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to point out how petty that charge is that they're giving Hunter Biden. We live in a country that's full of fucking drug addicts. How many damn drug addicts do you go out there think buy guns while they on drugs and get caught? So we don't never hear about that shit. So why are we hearing about this one? And not only that, it happened in 2018 or some shit like that. I don't remember.
And he paid them damn taxes back.
Yeah.
You got so just that fact alone, he ain't doing no damn time. First time offender, he ain't doing no time.
He ain't doing no damn time for that. And like they're trying to connect Biden saying because he was on the phone and he was calling him. Joe Biden said his son had a problem, so he used to call him every day.
Now,
the thing is that laptop was supposed to expose every damn thing, and nothing never came out of that laptop.
Well, Tyrone, you gotta these right wing MAGA motherfuckers just want to be able to run their damn mouth. Okay, so until Hunter Biden goes back to court and this shit all gets dismissed out and he don't do all this shit, they're gonna keep running their mouth. You see what I'm saying?
Well, it's a strategy.
Even if it's all a strategy because what they're trying to do is recreate the 2016 win.
Yeah.
They trying
No,
to
no.
turn Joe Biden
The
into Hillary
strategy,
Clinton.
the strategy
Same
that
old
Comer,
playbook.
the strategy that either Comer or that other guy, Jim Jordan, said is that when Hillary Clinton was under investigation for Benghazi, her poll numbers fell down. So what they're trying to do is keep a constant investigation going on President Biden, so that can hurt him politically. That's all they're doing is trying to open this damn impeachment, trying to investigate his son, investigate his family, so the people can know that Biden is under investigation. Biden is under investigation. I think it's a stupid strategy, but they said it worked.
Because they don't have the votes, Tyrone. They don't even have the votes in the House. And listen, and he got the majority, right? But don't have the votes for impeachment. Ain't that crazy? So that's the reason why.
But not only do they not have the votes, you got to have evidence when you bring somebody up on impeachment, and they ain't got no evidence of Joe Biden doing any damn thing
at all. But what they'll do is they're trying to turn everything into like a sideshow. Yep. Just like they used abortion until they got it fucking overturned. Come on, man. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, listen to me well, and I'm gonna have to step out for a minute. If you notice, the Republican playbook is the exact same playbook as Vladimir Putin, where a motherfucker is weaponizing everything. Putin is doing it in war, and the Republicans are doing it in politics. Peace, family.
Yeah, you're right. And they accuse the Democrats of weaponizing the government, and that's all Donald Trump did was weaponize the government when he was in office.
And they realized by overturning Roe, we made a mistake with that because the majority of the country wants Roe. So we made a mistake. Now they're trying to find a way how to talk around, and because you heard Trump's interview. Trump has always been pro-choice. I've always said that. And the things that they're saying, what he's trying to say, we need to have this, we need to have a certain amount, everybody needs to come together, a certain amount of weeks, so a certain amount of this, we need to do this. And I can do that. And everything that Trump is talking about, that this is what we need to do as it's relating to abortion, that was Roe. We already had it. And y'all pulled it, y'all tumbled it down, and now you realize that was a mistake. A big mistake.
But Tyrone,
it's a big mistake.
Now you see, they confirmed the man, the military man. They confirmed him. I wonder what Sarge had, since he had such bad risk, saying he wasn't qualified. Then he didn't want to talk about that.
Right.
I thought it was about abortion, but after they had the hearing and they confirmed him. You ain't heard nothing about no abortion no more. It was about something different.
Mm-hmm. Well, they know abortion is going to tear them up in the next election, too. They made a mistake.
Tear them up.
They tear them up. They made a mistake. They should have.
What was that election they had the other day? What was that election they had last week? And they were saying that the lady didn't win and they were not going to accept it. What state was that?
Yeah.
There was an election in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And then the Democrats won in Pennsylvania and they won somewhere else. I can't think of.
But and then that crazy woman down in Alabama, and she said she was gonna abide by the law. I'm saying they're losing their mind. But what they're really running on is crime. That's what they're running on. If you watch them that's running, all you hear them talk about is crime. And the criminals that need to go, that done committed the crime, they ain't looking at that crime.
Well, they're the biggest criminals. They just like Lauren Boebert, little ratchet ass, sitting up in the movie theater, grabbing on her boyfriend's private parts and letting him grab her boobs and all this kind of stuff. And they supposed to be the party of family values.
And the boyfriend happens to be a Democrat that runs a club that does what you call it?
Yeah, that transgender. Yeah, them drag shows.
Yeah, he does drag shows at his club, and he's a Democrat. So all of them people are full of it. They don't believe that stuff because if she was so into all that stuff that they preaching, you You wouldn't be dating a Democrat that runs a club that has drag shows. It's all foolishness. Because they don't.
Didn't care what he was. He was a man, and no mother in the house. Hey.
ain't no father, ain't no mother in the house.
But they don't believe that stuff that they preach, and they don't care about drag shows.
But you got dumbasses like ABC and them repeat that shit. Family values, family values.
They get that out of 700.
They don't care about that. They don't. If Gilbert was practicing what she preached, she's not.
Yeah, they get on Joe.
Democrat that runs a club that has drag shows. They're full of shit, and the people who follow them don't pay it. They ignore all that. They ignore all of that.
When you hear them say, I believe, that's what we need to change Sarge's name to, I believe. So I'm not going to make it about me, but I believe. What he believes, we don't. And ABC the same way.
And Trump don't believe what they got. What they believe. For a little bit, and like Trump was pretending for a little bit that he wasn't pro-choice, when he's always been pro-choice, always has been. And now he's trying to say, well, he is, which he always was, but he couldn't do that because of a certain sect in MAGA, the evangelicals, they want to get they got their wish, but he's always, and that's what people were saying, Trump has always been pro-choice. You people are stupid. Y'all believe this stuff that he's saying. So they don't believe before it's over, Trump wants back into a Democrat. Before it's over, the Democratic Party would have had him, he would have ran as a Democrat. He would have ran as a Democrat.
No.
If he could have. No, Trump is not a Republican.
No.
He's a whatever will keep him in office. He's whatever will keep him in office.
When they how did they said that Joe Biden's son's brother's wife that he was supposed to be sleeping with was the one that found the gun. And I'm saying, so if she found his gun and they went along with the gun, and then they talked about the sister diary. I'm saying, what is sister-in-law doing? She getting paid or something?
The whole thing is a mess.
They need to see what she putting down.
I'm getting ready to call it a night, guys. I got to get up in the morning.
All right.
Tyrone, I'll see you all next week. Everybody behave yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Be safe.
And YouTube, I got to get off here too, so I'm going to shut you down. Thank you, Lisa, Maze, Jay, Sarge, Mama's boy. I'm going to shut y'all down, but I'm going to leave it open so y'all can call into the stream on free conference call. But
yeah.
All right.
Tyrone,